You're about to listen to TADPOG, Tyler and Dave Play Old Games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hey.
Hello.
John knew what was going on. You're that up to date. All right.
Oh, I'm almost caught up.
Well, that's all right. Well, today we've concluded the Simpsons saga. It's behind us. It's over.
Sadly,
And now
here lies the Simpsons.
I'm like halfway through Virtual Bart, so I still got Itchy and Scratchy to go.
Well, as of today, everyone still has Itchy and Scratchy to go. It doesn't publish until tomorrow. So, well,
At the time of this recording.
at the time of this recording.
but in about
early.
5 hours.
Yep.
So we begin another saga. Because Dave, you talked about this. This was your idea, which I love it. I'm very glad.
I mean, the first part of it was, I was just like, hey, Demolition Man turns 30 years old this month.
Holy shit.
And then, yeah, right? And then Tyler was like, well, we haven't done Cliffhanger yet. Or have there been any other Stallone video games?
Oh, yeah.
Judge Dredd. So, yeah.
So we're kicking off our Stallone-tober.
Stallone November.
Stallone November.
Stallone November.
Stallone November.
Stallone's Giving.
November.
Stallone's Giving's good. It runs the full gambit.
Stallone's Giving is what we're going to settle on. Thank you.
Before we get to all of that, we got the reunion of one Tadpog IT back together. John Turley's here.
It's like
Always
we
glad to
never
see John.
left.
It's like I saw you earlier today.
I know. That's just how close we are. Our friendship is that strong where it just seems like I see him every day.
You drive the same car.
We drive the same model of car.
Yeah, that is fair. You model, not the same car.
Not the same.
They're basically the same car.
I'd be impressed, though.
Okay, you get it on Wednesdays and Fridays.
We know how to shop for deals. We got a 2-for-1 Chevy Cruze special.
Man, I'm so glad that you're here today, John, because like I even was so close to being like, we should invite John to be on Demolition Man, just because I don't know your history of Demolition Man, but like I feel like you could
I
contribute.
feel like there's one there. There should be one there.
I haven't seen it recently. Though.
Okay,
and
right.
I wish I had known you guys were doing it just so I could watch it, just so I'd have an excuse to watch Demolition Man again.
This is almost perfect though, dude, because like all the memories are gonna be awoken inside of you.
Oh yeah, well, the ones that aren't like garbled and combined with other movies.
But I'm really glad you're here.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad. I'm glad I'm here too. It's
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So what else have you guys been up to
Oh, just so much.
since Thursday?
Actually, I've got
another Cruze.
I got another Chevy Cruze. I just can't stop buying them. I've had a lot going on actually since Thursday. Strangely, just watch some TV. It's just new thing I'm thinking about trying.
That's cool.
Although
It's a fad, though.
Although I don't have anything to put in the from the really, I do have an entry for the horror hole.
Nice.
Shove it in there.
Check it off your cards, fellas.
We got a hello. We got a horror hole.
I told you,
TADPOG bingo.
I'm
And a
gonna
May-I?
okay.
I'm gonna run this into the ground, probably. Frog pussy. Anyway, Tanya and I very rarely binge through anything anymore, just because we're old and tired all the time. This week, and I have already discussed this with my man John here. The Fall of the House of Usher is a new series on Netflix, and it is by Mike Flanagan, who did Haunting of Hill House, and who did can't remember the other ones. He's very, very big on he does a lot of Netflix series. They're all horror based. This one strikes me as a cross between. I don't know. It's like a cross between Succession, the TV show Succession from HBO, and horror with an Edgar Allan Poe twist. Every chapter, most of the chapters of the story are titled after Poe stories or novels. Mask of the Red Death, Hitting the Pendulum. Of course, The Raven.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher is the overarching title. Of course,
Telltale Heart.
The Telltale Heart is in there. The Raven.
Back to The Simpsons.
Nevermore.
And the Telltale Heart.
Yes. Our man Bruce Greenwood is in this. If you don't know Bruce Greenwood, look him up. You will know who he is. He played Captain Pike in the newer Star Trek movies, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies.
Okay, yeah.
He's one of those guys that's been in so much shit you've seen, but he's rarely ever like a lead role.
He's that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy, but he's good.
Stephen Root.
Like he's a really good
He is a
actor.
He's a Stephen Root level, but in this he has a lead, and he steals the show. I am highly impressed with it.
Cool.
It's an eight episodes, each about an hour, give or take. Super gory, super scary, super good. I highly recommend it. 4 stars. Wizened host Poochie says, check it out.
Nice.
I'm going to reinforce something Dave taught us about last week. 16-bit Sensation can confirm. Fantastic anime.
Been checking it out.
I want more. There's only 2 episodes out. Maybe 3 by the time this airs.
And that second one
is so
ends
good.
and it's like, come on, man. Like, now I got to know what happens.
I hate week to week. I love it. I want to watch it all.
It's how your life used to be.
That might be why I love it. I like
we
all week
that problem.
being like, oh man, I wonder what's happening.
A lot of the shows I watch are like week to week. Like
it's getting that way for us too. Star Trek.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, all those shows come out week to week.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. I'm trying to find myself like getting back used to watching shows every week like we did back in the day, because I got everything I wanted to watch I had never seen before and had several seasons that I could, and then I got caught up on fucking literally everything, and now it's all coming out weekly.
That is the one thing that is markedly different, though. Even the week-to-week show, it's like, well, you can just go back and watch it, or if you missed it, you can binge it later.
Right.
But if you want to be up on that shit,
watch it now.
You have to watch it week to week,
later,
and then. It's funny, like at work, it's the return of like the water
talking
cool
about
conversation.
It?
People go, "Hey man, did you see that last episode?"
Yeah, and that's nice. We have some fun, good conversations at work over those things. We have a lot of the folks we work with are into the same stuff we are, and so we get to have nice conversations about it at work. So yeah, that is fun. And speaking of things that are week to week that I just can't get enough of. Spy Family, is still just second episode. They go off the beaten path a little bit. They talk a little bit. They do a story from Bond's perspective. Bond is the family dog,
who's also precog.
Pre-dog.
Pre-dog. Yes,
that's 3 Dog from Fallout.
3 Dog.
Precog, pre-dog, 3 Dog.
And then they also do another. It's two stories in this one, 2 little shorts. The other one is from little boy's perspective, for her rival at school.
Yeah,
Damien, who you immediately hate but quickly learn to like, because he's one of those that comes across as kind of a prick, but there's more to him than meets the eye, and they really do this one is fun. This one's a lot of fun.
There's been 2 fun episodes.
2 really fun. And I love how they're just they're flexing their muscles a little bit, doing a little character development, having a good time with it. You can tell that they love what they do. And sometimes you feel like I'm watching also Jujutsu Kaisen, as I mentioned, and I love the show, but you can tell that at some point in just about any of these, especially big, popular, long-running shows, that you can tell it's kind of a bit of a grind.
Yeah.
That for the developers, for the animators, there's not a lot of love visible. You can tell that they're doing it and that they like what they do and that they're proud of their work, and it's great stuff. But like, Spy Family feels like this is a fun thing for them to produce.
Yeah, it's also a fun.
And it's light. It's light.
Yeah, it's pretty light. I mean, given the fact that, I mean, there are dead people in it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember if I said last episode or not, but like when we all watched it as a family, like at the end, I turned to Henry. I was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, was that like how too violent for you was that?
Yeah. Because they don't leave that out, and there's a lot of implied violence,
right?
But the implication is literally a room full of bloody dead bodies after the Thorn Princess takes care of them. So I mean,
because of the implication.
Yeah, right. So there's that, and then that's really all I got from my TV watching stuff. Today at work, I had to host or participate in a security conference at the Paducah campus of Murray State University. We had a security conference where we invited IT pros from around the area and some high school students to come sit in, and we proposed. So the way that it was set up is we proposed these scenarios based on real events that we've experienced as a IT provider, of like how clicking the wrong link in an email, in a phishing email, can lead to
disaster,
absolute fucking disaster. And
what do you mean? I got 100 Steam gift cards I bought from Walgreens. I'm gonna send them off tomorrow. My boss told me to do it.
Yes. Whoever's telling you to do that, just keep going. You're doing fine, Dave.
Okay,
For
good.
You, this is legitimate.
All right, great, good.
Anyway,
Schmeeing.
it's schmeeing up to no
fucker.
good.
I've had to sit through so many training modules in the hospital and it's at the university, or not even university, the community college for that thing.
So yeah,
hours of it,
and it's important because
It's real bad for
multiple
hospitals.
It is
because
real
like
bad.
ransomware is all like that's it's bad.
Go
So
after
what we did this as a bit of an educational. It was a 2-part deal. In the first part of the day, we broke the room up into 2 medium-sized groups, and I ran. So the speaker, he got up and read off the scenario aloud. They all had a printout of it, and I had the answer key, and they read it off the scenario, and it's just it's this thing that starts with a click and it turns into this nightmare fuel of there's the press is involved. I mean, it gets to the point where shit escalates way fucking beyond what it usually does, but it's not implausible that this could be a real thing. Mm-hmm. And there were 2, and I was the one moderating the table, and we were just sort of having an open discussion amongst our group of people. Okay, so what are the things that could have been done differently? What are some of the warning signs that should have been noticed? Things like that, and just let everybody sort of freeform their ideas out to us. Well, so I mentioned that this was based on real. There's 2 different modules, and the second module it was the business email compromise, and basically what that means is the scenario was someone gets an email, the AP accounting person receives an email from a known source, a known vendor, as a reply to another email that, we're going through some new banking practices, we're switching banks, we're changing our account number, and you need to know this so that you can properly pay for your supplies and things. And so they're like, okay. And then a few days later, they get an invoice for like, $45,000, let's say, and they pay it. It turns out someone had compromised the vendor, had sent them the fake invoice. They paid it. The money has already been moved. They lose $45,000.
It's gone.
And how do we get it back? What do we do? How do we safeguard against this in the future? All those kinds of things, right? The woman sitting next to me is one of my company's clients, and that actually happened to her.
Shit.
That story was based on the events that happened to her. And we based that story on her thing, and she immediately knew that we were trying to keep it anonymous.
Right.
She immediately knew that it was about her.
Probably should have changed the dollar amount.
It was the same dollar amount.
$45,612
and 42 cents.
Sound familiar, Karen?
She had requested to be at my table because I work with her a lot, and she's one of our customers. And she was bringing someone along to train that's going to kind of help take over some of her roles and things. And she's super cool. And
That's good.
She was super cool.
I didn't know which direction the story was going.
I read through it beforehand. I was glancing through it. I was like, oh no. Oh no. She's right next to me. And I kind of glance over at her. I didn't say anything to her. I kind of glance, she's sitting literally right next to me, and I kind of glance over at her, and she's reading the paper and just nodding, just nodding. And then we got to the point where it said $45,000, and she literally put up her hand and said, "That was me." And then she proceeded to tell everyone that this happened to her. And it was funny because it was awkward, but then it wasn't,
right,
and she was cool about it. And
it was funny, but it could have not.
It could have not been funny. And
it could have been very not funny.
But it was good shit, and she was a good sport about it, and it was nice because we were able to parlay that into we have a real world example, and she was able to tell the people in our group. Since that happened, this was like 5 or 6 years ago, and but she was like, since that happened, here's what we've done to prevent that. And she presented a whole bunch of really good ideas to the other people at the table that they were literally like, well, we would not have thought of that if you hadn't said something. So
has it happened again? Only twice.
But I just thought that bore mentioning because I thought it was a funny moment that could have been a completely different story.
At the end of the event, that they come out with a wheelbarrow full of like $45,000 cash.
That would have been great. No, but we did have food from Kirchhoff's brought in.
So probably cost about the same amount.
Yeah, probably.
No, it wasn't.
Wait longer for it too.
I know how much it cost, but it wasn't, and it wasn't that much. But it was a lot. We had some sandwiches and stuff, and that was nice. And then I brought a whole fucking shit. We way over ordered.
His trunk was literally full of sandwiches, like boxed lunches from Kirchhoff's, and tea and lemonade, and just like it was ridiculous.
I brought it back to the office, and then I sent an email. John and I, first of all, we went through the refrigerator.
Oh God.
There was some of the nastiest shit growing in that refrigerator.
Experiments in there, man.
We just started throwing things away willy-nilly to make room for all this food, and then I sent an email out to the company. Yo, there's a shit ton of free food in the refrigerator. As soon as people started coming back from being on site, they were like, "Oh shit!" Now, as I left at 5 o'clock, there were people leaving with like 3 box lunches, to take home, and shit. It was good. It was a fun day of potential awkwardness that turned into good things. I only mentioned it because I know, Dave, you ran a really large webinar over the weekend.
Yeah,
and,
a long one. I would say a large one. It was long.
I didn't have nearly the day that you probably had, which I'm sure you'll cover. But I thought I had a good time, and I feel like I want to do more things like that. So. Yeah. We'll see. But
I mean, hey,
I want to get more sandwiches.
It's really the sandwiches that drove me to that.
Yeah, me at sandwiches.
Love me some sandwiches. But that's about it. That's all I got this week, I think. A little bit of a short story hour for Ian. Poochie, sorry, I keep.
What?
Oh, you haven't
You'll find
heard.
out on Itchy
Oh,
and
okay,
Scratchy.
You'll hear about it.
Find out. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Itchy and Scratchy is full of surprises.
yeah, I think it's a good episode.
It is
too.
a good
I think it's a
episode.
fun one. Yeah, I did. So between how many days have passed? 3, 4? I don't know. Yeah, I ran a webinar for work, and it was not big. It was a pretty decent turnout, but it was long. It was like a 12-hour day on a Sunday, which definitely sucked.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah. I got a good trade for it, though. So, I mean, unfortunately, I got the...
Holographic Charizard.
Yeah. Well, man, I wish. Fuck, I wouldn't be here. I'm in the fucking Bahamas right now if I got a holographic Charizard.
I would have never held that in my hand. It would have immediately gone for sale to the highest bidder.
Someone must want this. Not me, but someone. So, yeah, I
Post
mean,
Malone.
that was... Yeah, Post Malone. That was... I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about that other than, it just kind of sucked. Been watching the same stuff that you've been watching. 16-Bit Sensation, Spy Family. Have you guys heard of a game called Roblox?
Yeah.
Have you played those with the
I
kids?
have kids.
Yeah.
I haven't played them with the kids.
Yeah.
but
I've bought plenty of
watched the
Robux,
kids.
but that's
oh
it.
God.
Same.
Oh God.
I've bought the Robux.
I should have fucking stock in that company at this point.
You do. It's in the form of a collectible wearable on your child's avatar or whatever they call them now.
Roblox NFT.
Yeah. You own a little piece of Roblox. It's worth nothing, but you own it.
So I've been playing.
Thanks. You're definitely helping.
That's what I'm here for.
Playing some Roblox with Henry. That's kind of...
I am sorry to
His
hear
thing.
that.
It's fine.
It's time with Henry. I
Yeah,
know that's
it's fine.
good, but-
And the other day, because like Roblox has a bunch of mini games, it's just a bunch of games that kids
that's
make, and
like
then
all it is
Right.
is a collection
Right.
of games.
and there's one that he likes to play called let me check my notes here, Arsenal, which is essentially just I gotta be honest with you, man. The game is fucking jank as fuck. Like jank. It's like Lego, like Lego style. Like I'm like getting caught on doors, like going through doors.
They're
I'm
all that way.
getting caught on them, and it's like
They're designed by children.
right. But I gotta be real with you, man. I kind of fucking loved it because it was like, I don't give a shit about this. I don't give a fuck if I die. I don't care how many kills I got. I don't care about that at all. And it's just going through. Oh, I died. Okay, I just instantly respawn with another, and it's just,
And there's no downside.
yeah, no, and it's just fucking chaos, and then eventually someone gets it's deathmatch,
Deathmatch.
and it's like, holy shit, I haven't played deathmatch since I don't know, when I worked at Apex
Yeah.
with you two, because
Wait, dude.
it fucking doesn't. I mean, it exists, but it's not a thing that.
Well, that's a mode in Overwatch, but I never play it. It's there.
Is it really?
It's still there.
Yeah.
So it's in Call of Duty. It's in just about everything. I just personally, that's not my. I don't like me versus everybody versus everybody.
Yeah,
Deathmatch is good to warm up in.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
about it, though.
man, I don't know, and it's
Well,
all. I
unless you're
mean,
playing Arsenal and Roblox.
yeah,
Roblox,
against
apparently.
kids too. That's.
Yeah.
That is a lot of fun because it's like they don't know. You're on a roof just picking them off. They have no idea. They have no idea.
I bet you shot.
Like the It's Always Sunny gang beating the fuck out of those kids.
I bet you shot Cohen several times. I guarantee you he's playing that.
And it's also
Yeah.
fun because like the
My
end of the
son is
match,
also
Henry's
playing.
like, "Dang, Dad, you're good." And it's like, man,
Yes,
I was
am.
on the roof the whole time. So
I know strategies that you haven't even begun to think of yet, boy.
man, he's getting there though. He's like, man, we've had some good Fortnite runs recently, like, and he's getting real good about like calling stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
That's-
man. See, when we call stuff out to each other, that's when the magic happens. And it's like he gets a real kick out of like, there's a program on my computer that like, if you get like a headshot or like a double kill, triple kill, or a victory royale, it clips it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it automatically clips it. So
It's like a highlight reel.
Yeah, and he likes going through there and like he's like, oh, I want to watch it. And it picks up the comms and stuff too.
Oh,
so I'm
good.
like, yeah, man. See, we couldn't have done that because he died. It's like down to like us and one other team, and he died, but we couldn't have won honestly if he hadn't been like, this is where the guy was. You know,
Right. He made a
yeah.
sacrifice
Yeah.
play so you could fucking win.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's cool. That's been cool.
I want to
and
get
bake,
back
baby.
in and play
Shake and
Fortnite with
bake.
you.
Yeah, man.
I haven't played in a fucking hot minute, but I want to get back in and play a little bit. I miss it.
I'm
It's
down.
a fun game.
I'm down, and it's I don't know, just because he's getting better. It's more fun. I hate to put it that way, but I mean, it's just cool to see him like get better at it. And it's,
Oh yeah, he's becoming more of a
watching
teammate,
him progress.
more of
Yes.
an asset.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. But there's also like this, man, I don't even know what this game is called in Roblox. It's like driving. I think it's called like Driving Empire, I think is what it's called. And he loves this one. And we played it yesterday. And all it is you just get in the car and drive around. And it's like not fun at all because
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but without all the fun shit.
right, without any of the fun shit.
Without the theft.
No hookers or nothing.
It's not even like a racing sim, right?
You can
It's just-
race. I was like, oh, dude, there's like a place where you can go to race. No one's there. No one, and he tells me no one does that. No one does that. And it's like the cars
they
don't
do?
crash or anything. So it's like I was like, yeah, man, I get a motorcycle, and I just ran it as hard as I could into a wall, and it just kind of like flips around and then lands on the wheels, you know. So it became a game of like, how can I die in this game? So I'm like trying to like break the geometry to like drive into the ocean.
Beta testing.
Yes. And he was like, do you like this one? And I was like, I like playing games with you. And then Nikki and Henry got me a MetaQuest 3, which was...
Oh yeah, happy belated birthday, by
thank
the way.
you.
I'm sorry I didn't reach out.
No worries. Which was a really nice surprise.
Quest 3.
Big,
Yeah,
big
that
deal.
thing fucking rules. Like I wasn't expecting it to be like that big of a difference over the Quest 2, but
Really?
but it is. Yeah, and it's rad, and I get to wear my glasses while I play, which
Oh,
is
man.
nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hit me one now.
Yeah.
Well, the Quest has that thing, that spacer, right?
Yeah, the Quest 2 has a spacer, but the Quest 3 has these like little tabs on the inside that you can push and
Oh.
extend. So you can like extend it out like a telescope
that's
by about,
baller.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like 3/4 of
Enough.
an inch. It's enough.
About
Yeah.
glasses length.
And I got some big ass glasses and those fit in there.
Oh
So,
god, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's nice.
We can do that in Quest 2, man. You sell that thing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I've been like, man, maybe I could sell the Quest 2, but then I'm also like, Henry and I can play Gorilla
You
Tag.
have
We can play mini golf.
multiple VR
You know what I
goggles
mean?
now.
Yeah. So
And that you don't have to share anymore.
right, and I think he'd be really sad if I got rid
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, of course.
We could do like Beat Saber duos and stuff.
Oh, that'd
too.
be cool. Beat
So,
Saber's fun.
I picked up a game that Big Dick Pie Baker, Chris Vaughn told me about called Dungeons of Eternity for the Quest 3. It's just a Quest game. Like it runs on Quest 2 as well, I guess is my point. But this came out not too long ago, and it is essentially, I fucking love it so far. It's essentially Diablo 1 in VR is kind of what it seems like to me, where it's like you're doing this dungeon crawl and you've got a whole bunch of different weapons. You got swords and daggers, bows and magic staves and all that. And it's all action based. And I think it really could have been like, it could have gotten really nitty gritty by like you having like pick stuff up and like bend over and pick stuff up, but like everything you kind of have like force powers where it's like coins, I want those, and you just kind of hold your hand out, and as long as you're in range, they just kind of suck them up. And then there's like you can access your inventory, like you can put things in your inventory essentially by holding them in your hand and then like just putting your hand on your chest. And then it's like bloop, okay. And if you want to pull something out of your inventory, you just put your hand on your chest, and it opens up your inventory in front of you, and you pick it out.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, it's neat, man. And it's like the combat is a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. There's like parries and stuff. You got to parry with the weapon, or you can be like me and just shoot things with the bow. And like one of my favorite things in the game is like, so they're like all kinds of enemies, but there are these zombies, and Dead Space style, you can shoot the legs. Like if you shoot a zombie in the leg, like their decaying body, like the leg will come off and they'll fall, and then they'll start crawling towards you.
Yeah.
So you can start doing crowd control, because like shit will swarm you, because it's like a zombie will pop and then you're fighting it, and while you're fighting it, 2 more zombies will pop, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta deal with those. And then when you're thinking that, 3 skeletons pop, and it's like, oh fuck, okay. And now all of a sudden I got some shit to deal with.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the multiplayer yet, but you can do up to like 3-player multiplayer and do some dungeon crawls. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been cool. That's I guess that's about it. There's a game on PlayStation Plus called Melty Blood, which I kind of knew about from memes, but I'd never actually played it before. It's kind of like it's like an anime fighting game / virtual novel. So it's like they focus on the story, but the story's also like in typical, I feel like, anime video game style, kind of hard to follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, they sure seem to know what they're trying to say, but I guess I'm gonna have to play as every single character in the roster in order to understand, the whole story.
Right.
Which is cool on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, But it's a neat fighting game. Like it was enough to hold my attention. It's like technical enough. So yeah, not good at it, but it was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
I was going to ask earlier during my segment, and I forgot. Have any of y'all had your updated vaccinations yet this year?
Nope.
Was supposed to get it yesterday.
I take it you didn't?
I did not, because I was like, oh, I need an insurance card? I never got one of those. Mm-hmm. So then I had to get one of those today.
Well, it turns out your insurance will pay for your COVID shot. And I got a COVID and a flu shot on Saturday.
I got my flu.
On Sunday, I felt like shit.
Yeah.
All fucking day. I had... Last year it didn't happen.
Uh-huh.
This year I had the flu, like a very mild form of it. And so did Tanya. All day Sunday, so we vegged out and watched Follow the House of Usher all day. So it was fortuitous in that regard.
Sure.
My goodness, it was a rough day. Don't not get your vaccinations because of what I just said, but.
I wanted to get it before.
I think this year's is strong.
Well, get it as an excuse to watch Fall the House of Usher.
Exactly.
This vaccine's sponsored by Fall the House of Usher.
No, it isn't. Everything else is, not this.
I know it is when I've heard of it before you've told me about it, because I had seen like something for it. I don't know where.
It's in everything. It's on Reddit. It's on TikTok. It's on everything. They really pushing that one heavy.
John, you been up to anything?
I've been up since about 4:45 this morning, and
bragger.
My eyes are trying to leave my head right now. So, and I've done nothing cool or fun since.
You're doing
Since the
something
last
cool and
time
fun
you
right
were
now.
here?
In recent memory, I should say. I'm sure I've done something fun.
This is
or
cool and fun. You're drinking a Smirnoff Ice Smash.
I'm not like
screwdriver
I'm
flavor.
not talking about this. I'm talking about like in between doing this. This is fun and cool.
Okay.
It's fun. I think it's cool.
Good Lord.
It's fun.
You'd never be so bold as to claim to be cool.
But no, I haven't done much of anything other. Nothing fun. I've done things, not fun things though. So
Things you wouldn't believe, man.
I've seen some shit in the last couple of months. I don't want to talk
I had to
about
pull the
it.
starter out of a Chrysler 200, and boy, let me tell you, it was fucking cool. No,
And fun.
and fun. It was so much fun. No, it wasn't. No part of that was fun. And yeah,
Did you
anyway,
go with a fire-based starter or grass or?
it's electric, and that was the problem because it's caught on fire.
It's a
Oh, electric
combination.
fire
It's an
starter,
electric
man. It's hard
fire.
to come by.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of those.
That's rare.
We were looking over my cousin's shoulder at one point and be like, the car is smoking. It's like, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, ghost time.
Tell me, is the smoke coming out of the tailpipe? No? Fuck.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. No, I wish I had something cool to talk about. I don't. I really don't.
Oh, we lost Suzanne Summers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Suzanne Summers
that made
passed
me
away.
sad. That was
I
not
want to
cool
make
or
sure we
fun.
get that on there because she will be missed. I liked her a lot. John and I had a long discussion about Suzanne
We
Summers
did.
today and some of her TV stuff. And it got into a conversation about Newhart.
Yeah.
Dallas was in there.
Yeah.
It got crazy. But-
Because of Step by Step.
right.
Because of Patrick Duffy.
Yeah.
she was Time Master, right?
Yes.
Right.
And
she was in
the
Three's
mom on
Company.
Step by
She
Step.
was the mom in Step by Step
Right.
with Patrick Duffy and
Day by day, fresh start over.
this guy knows what's up.
You were part of that. You were watching that TGIF, weren't you?
Yeah. We'll make it better the second time around.
Man, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know 60% of the lyrics to that song, and that is the most anybody knows.
Right.
I'm
yeah.
surprised. Well, that one didn't come up in the TV theme song draft.
You're right. Maybe it should have.
It might should have. Yeah.
I think that came on right after Family Matters.
And that much like most of our drafts just got to the point where we just spent an hour seeing how many we could name.
Oh, you could remember.
That's how you know you got a good draft.
Yes.
What's up, Tyler?
Nothing except I watched a movie.
What movie?
Demolition
Rare.
Man.
It was Demolition Man.
Demolition
yeah.
Man.
My favorite Sting song.
Getting me to watch a movie is a rare thing. So,
Are you ready
I
for
watched
two more?
a movie. That'd be the
For
most
Stallone's
movies
giving?
I have watched
Stallone's
in
giving.
years. It really will.
Your kids
be.
are like, "Are you okay?"
It's gonna seem weird.
He's addicted to Stallone movies.
I'll do this. I rented on YouTube and did watched while I was doing office work.
Man,
so that's what I'll do with the others.
I straight up bought it because I was like, man, this is a great excuse to buy a Demolition Man. Because I looked at the rent versus the buy, and it was like $5 difference. Yeah, buying this.
Oh yeah.
And now you can
Hell
watch
yeah.
it anytime you want.
That's right. Which
Especially
it's
if you
probably going to be a lot.
yeah. Gotta get that money's worth. And you know what you could do? You could eventually
Wesley fucking Snipes, man.
Eventually.
eventually
Eventually.
stop by Taco John's.
Yep,
Get
I
you
could.
some delicious food and sit down and watch.
Taco Bell.
Nope, it's Taco,
Taco
John's. And watch Demolition Man.
Taco John's won the food wars.
Did I mention that?
Oh, okay.
Did I
This is
mention
the bingo card.
Yeah. Did I mention earlier that work's been busy? Because it has.
Work has been
No,
busy.
It has been busy.
Yeah.
And so there, we're almost done.
I had an idea for a draft. If you guys are down,
Let's draft. What's your idea?
action stars.
Action stars. Okay.
Action stars. For thematic, if you guys are down.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how many I can think of, but
I know. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be good. We'll be good. I'm gonna.
Google help me find action stars.
I need another card. I've got like 4 drafts on this card. I need a fresh one, please, Tyler. I still have my pen.
Anybody else like an index card?
Nah.
Now, Dave likes to go commando.
Jonathan.
Nah,
Free ball it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
It's raw.
Shit.
I can't wear my podcast more than twice a week, but yeah, it's nice when I get to wear them.
All right, John. 1 through 4.
4.
4. Dave. 1 through 3.
3.
3. Ian. 1 through 2.
1.
1. I will be 2. All right. 2.
It's rigged.
Damn it. It is rigged. It's like playing
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
I'm gonna cross off the first 4 things I just wrote down.
Nah, just 3. You're good.
Just 3. Okay,
You're
cool.
good. You're good.
All right. So top 5 action stars. Number 1, Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, man.
What you got to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I
you
get
got to
it.
do. John.
I mean, of course, Stallone comes to mind, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, and somebody else, I guess, will probably take that one.
That'll be me.
I'm gonna say Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Good
Solid.
pick.
Tom Cruise didn't really start, I feel like, as an action
No,
star,
he
but
definitely didn't.
He's definitely like jumped right into that shit.
Oh, the Mission Impossible movies are some
Are
of my
fucking
favorites.
awesome,
I haven't
yeah.
seen the newest
And the
one
fact
yet.
that the
but-
dude, like, I got to give him mad respect for. And there's the whole Scientology thing, and I don't want to.
Oh yeah, he's
Mad
crazy as a
respect.
shit house
he's
rat.
batshit insane, which may be why he does all his own stunts, which is fucking wild.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I cannot.
OT level
imagine-
9 on a stunt, man. That's what he's going to do.
Oh, yeah?
You get that outside your body.
Oh, is that
Like LRH did. You have to die to get OT level 9. Because 8's the highest you can
Ron
get.
Hubbard,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I know. I'm decoding
I
it
had to like
along
put
with
that
you.
shit together, man. I don't
I
speak
listened to
Scientology. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I listened to too much last podcast where they talk
okay.
a lot about L. Ron
I
Hubbard
should
and
probably.
Scientology.
I've heard so much about that. I know I should check it out, but I'm tired. I'm lazy and exhausted most of the time.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Tom Cruise is one of those people that I'm like, I don't think I would like you as a person, but man, you're really fucking good at what you do. You know, like, and I gotta respect that. Like, he's a really fucking good actor. So
Yeah.
that's
He might not be an action. He might not have started as an action star, but
But
he
he's
got some
definitely-
action
yeah,
and
he's
risky
definitely
business
be in it.
when he started.
You're not wrong.
So there.
This is his first action.
Yeah, I'll take Sylvester Stallone. Why not? It's Stallone's giving, after all.
You can't. He took Sylvester Stallone.
No,
He
he
took
took
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh, you took Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. It's so easy to confuse.
Yeah, and it's a lot of their movies. At least I think, where it's like when they were casting it, they were like, okay, well, we wrote this for either Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone. Like, I feel like there was definitely a time, like in the late '80s, where it's like, whichever one takes it.
From what I saw, Stallone would constantly chase roles he heard Schwarzenegger was interested into. Schwarzenegger would falsify that he was interested in roles to throw Stallone off onto shittier projects,
Damn.
That's funny.
including
Wow.
Judge Dredd. So
Okay.
Schwarzenegger was just on Conan's podcast. I know we talk about Conan's podcast a lot, but he was on there.
I bet he talks about us a lot too.
Boy, if I had a nickel for the number of times he did,
You'd have no money.
not much would change. Man, but that Schwarzenegger episode is really good.
I'm still in like late 2019, early 2020. I'm
Yeah.
going in order,
Right.
but yeah.
So you're hearing stuff that I haven't heard and honestly, probably never will.
I hear today I listened to the Jack Black episode and it was really good.
If there are like standout old ones that you think like I need to
Yeah.
listen to, let me know and I'll go back.
Neil Young was a really
Okay.
good one. Jack Black is a good one.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to that.
So far, one of my favorite ones was Paul Rudd.
I could see
I
that
enjoyed
being
that
amazing.
one a lot.
Mhm.
And there was another. If I think of the other one, there was one more I wanted to be sure to tell you to
Okay.
listen to. But if I
I
think of
don't-
it, I'll tell you.
I don't typically, when I listen to stuff, because I listen to a lot of stuff, I don't often go back into the catalog. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'll listen to it as it comes out now. You know what I mean?
Right. My turn?
Yep.
All right, well, so here at Wiz and Poochie's Super Action Hero Emporium, we like to do things a little differently.
Yes, good.
So most of my picks are going to be ones that you don't typically, that have been in really great action movies that I've loved, but maybe not necessarily are considered action stars.
Okay, yeah, great.
Okay?
I love it.
Some of them will, some of them won't. Just depends on how many we pick.
Okay.
My first pick, Linda Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Son
Good
of a
one.
bitch. I was.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Loved her in those movies. She will always be Sarah Connor to me.
Same. Yeah, she's awesome.
Tyler, you're up.
Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good
It's a
pick.
classic.
Good pick.
I would break you.
I will break. I must
break
you. I must break you. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Expendables.
Yeah.
Shit, we could just name the cast of the Expendables, which has grown large. Of course, that's a thing. I mean, those movies literally encompass all the major action stars. So it's a good point of reference.
I'm gonna reach way back.
I love it when you reach way back.
Like what? Oh, this is agony.
I doubt it. Charles Bronson.
That's a good one, though.
That is a good one.
I mean, this is some old shit, but
That inspires one of my new choices. I bet you can guess which one it is.
probably not. I'm barely here.
You're gonna make it.
Okay.
You're going to be all right.
You're gonna be okay. That needs to
Say
go-
the fucking
Say
words.
the goddamn words. You're gonna be okay. That's coming. That's gonna be on the bingo card soon.
Yeah. Let's hope.
It's gonna be a big bingo card.
My second pick, I'm delighted that I didn't think I would make it. Jackie Chan.
On my list.
yeah, that was-
man,
yeah.
that's good.
Excellent pick.
Jackie Chan.
Definitely on my list.
The moment John Turley said does his own stunts, I was like, I want Stallone's first pick, but God, someone else is probably going to get Jackie Chan.
Ian.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
It's a good one. Yeah,
Tango
it's a
and
good one.
Cash is one of the best awful movies ever fucking
Dude,
made.
I watched that movie so many times when I was a kid.
God, I love that
so
movie.
Many times.
If they made a Tango and Cash game, we could do that one after Judge Dredd because Stallone was in that with Kurt Russell. If they made a Tango and Cash game, we have to do it because it was a bad movie.
Maybe on DOS. Let me take a look.
Demolition Man was a great movie in my opinion.
Oh, I love it.
I'm just going to leave it at that until we get to the game talk.
But I say, yeah, I have notes on both.
Good.
Oh, I know nothing about the game. I'm waiting for you guys to enlighten me on that. But
Yeah, Dave, until you said Jackie Chan, it wasn't on my list. Now I got to put him at number 3. Jet Li.
Jet Li. Good pick.
John, number 3.
well, I mean, I feel like I'm maintaining a theme, but Bruce Lee.
Yep, yep.
That's
Dave.
I'll go Jason Statham.
On my list as well.
On my list. Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, because of Snatch, not because of his action.
Yeah.
Turkish.
Yeah, Turkish is the
man.
fucking man.
fucking Turkish.
That's his best role. I
Yeah,
mean, he's good in
agreed.
everything, but Turkish is his best
and people
role.
don't know about him as that.
Do they really not?
in that movie? No,
He's the most
no, man.
laid back in
Nobody
that
fucking
movie
knows about
as he
that.
has ever been in any movie. After that, it was all, juice. What was that one where he cranked?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Might be
God damn
in my
it.
notes.
Sweet.
Yeah, like dogs.
Say like nerds.
You're up.
Yes, hold up.
Jason
I love
Statham.
dogs.
Oh, you picked Jason Statham, right?
Good
I'm not paying attention.
That's all
I was
good.
gonna say, I think you're in a
I was
slightly
on
different
the-
time stream than we are.
I was on the phone. I don't. Oh fuck! I haven't hit record.
Ew.
I thought we were just.
I think you
hanging
remember
out.
to hit record on the device I normally forget to hit record on, so
Yeah.
we're okay.
Number 3, Eon.
This list has grown. Now I'm having trouble picking who I want to say, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pick one. One of my early picks on my list: Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Bruce
Yeah.
Willis.
Yeah.
Give me some Die Hard any day of the week. You want me to sit down and shut up? Put Die Hard on. Any of them. I will watch them and be happy.
I know a lot of people don't like the later ones.
I haven't seen the latest one.
I haven't seen the latest one either. But
I like them all.
Yeah,
I'm easy.
The latest one is him actually dying hard with everything going on with it.
I like
Too soon.
I like up to 4. Or what is 4 is Die Hard with a Vengeance, right? Or is that
3 is Die Hard with a
three is Die Hard
Vengeance.
with a Vengeance.
4 is Live Free or Die
Hard.
Hard, which is
Or
the
Live Free
which
or
is
Die
the
Hard.
best title. I love it. God, I love it so much. It's a Good Day to Die Hard is right after that.
Is that really?
I think it's the title of the
Is
fifth
that
movie.
really the title
further-
of the movie? Because that is some straight up
I think it's
Klingon
just
shit.
a good day. Yeah, it is.
That is some straight up.
The more movies they make, the more you have to discern whether or not it's a Die
Yeah.
Hard movie or a No Fear T-shirt.
Yes. The movie is from 2013, A Good Day to Die Hard, and mostly takes place at Chernobyl. I'm serious.
Holy
I'm
shit!
not making
That's
this
why
up.
it's funny.
It's so good. It's so not good, but it's so good.
I can tell in your face that, like, I know exactly what kind of movie it is just from the look in your face.
I don't care how not good it is. I love it. I love it.
I get it, man. I get it.
Bruce Willis, baby.
My number 4 kind of fits in that cruise category of horrendously toxic human being, but big fan in the 80s and in the 90s. His fandom ran all over me. Hulkamania.
Man, it's
Hulk.
funny. I almost made
Yeah.
a joke.
There
Hulk
you go.
Hogan. Yeah, it is Hulk Hogan.
Mhm.
Nice.
He's in Gremlins too, dog.
And some cuts, not all the cuts. Unfortunately, which is weird.
Just the cuts that matter.
Yes, just the cuts that matter.
This is a little bit of a recent development, but Keanu Reeves
Oh my God, that's a
Oh,
really good
that
one.
is
I am
good.
sorry I missed on
turned
that
out
one.
to be
Excellent
like
pick.
an amazing action
That's a
star.
clutch
and is
fourth
the
round
polar
pick.
No
opposite
shit.
of
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Is actually like Tom Cruise and Hulk Hogan.
He's the
a
opposite.
super
Yeah.
great person apparently. So
Yeah, you.
I don't have to feel bad at all about enjoying his movie.
I think you might have quelled the screaming that people were doing at us about why has no one picked Keanu Reeves yet. Good job on that one.
I do want to watch that, The Continental. I heard you talking about that. I do want to watch that. I did enjoy like all the John Wick movies, although I think it was the last one was the fourth one, right? It was
Correct.
the fourth. I think it was the third one, or I think it was the third one I kind of like. It was good. It just wasn't quite as good as the rest of them. The fourth one was really good. I was
Yeah.
surprised by that because I was like, they're gonna, they will have spent all everything they had on the other movies, but no, man.
Now
the fourth one was
they
great.
went balls out. They needed to make sure it was the same
And I
caliber.
really
of the
like
others.
the character of Winston. I think that's why I want to watch The Continental.
You
'cause I
will
like
love the Continental
Winston a lot. Like,
You'll dig it the most, for real. You'll love it. You're up.
My pick, The Rock.
Dwayne motherfucking Johnson.
Motherfucking Johnson. Good pick. Oh, man, that just opened up a whole can of worms in my head. Shit. This is going to go long for me. I'm going to have a lot of honorable mentions.
Good, because I am about tapped. I've been holding on.
I've got 2 more.
My next pick is Sigourney Weaver
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Same
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
As Linda
Yes.
Hamilton, Aliens,
Yeah, man.
baby. Those movies,
That's great.
damn near perfect.
I know my next. Yeah. Okay.
I know the star of your favorite action movie. I'm not gonna take that person, John. I'm not gonna take him from you. But my number 5,
He doesn't know it.
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
Okay.
good
Okay.
job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nicolas Cage.
He can effectively pull off the action-y role and the dramatic role. The guy is just he's the Nicolas Cage of Nicolas Cages.
Cage, yeah.
He's the Nicolas Cage of acting.
You know, you can talk
Nicolas
a lot
Cage
of
and Nicolas
shit
Ford Coppola.
about Nicolas Cage,
Yes.
but he is versatile.
He is.
You can't say he's not. Like,
He's a great Dracula.
I have
oh,
yet,
dude,
I have
that
not-
movie is fucking great.
I have not
What's
seen
the name
that
of that
yet.
movie?
Renfield.
Renfield. Oh
yeah.
man,
He's a
dude,
great
I
Dracula.
love that movie. It was fucked up.
That's
It was
it's
so
a fun
good.
movie.
I'm gonna watch that one. I have
You
forgotten about it.
You would dig it the
Yeah, I
most.
think you'd like it a lot.
I'm in.
I'm gonna go with. I was mildly obsessed with her in the late '90s. I had a computer named after her because I
Okay.
was that kind of weeb.
I know this.
Mila Jovovich.
Oh, not who I thought you were gonna
Jovovich,
say.
yes. Lilu Multipass.
Lulu Multipass.
Lilu Dallas Multipass. God, I love that fucking
That's
movie.
such a fucking good movie.
Okay,
fucking
so-
Chris Tucker.
Yes.
and Bruce
Bruce
Willis.
Willis.
Bruce fucking
Come
Willis.
on
I am
now.
a meat popsicle.
I
Yes.
can't think about. So when I was watching Demolition Man, several times when I'm watching Demolition Man, I was like, I should watch The Fifth Element after this.
You should.
It's very similar. I mean, it's got the same feel.
Dude,
you know?
Gary
Similar vibes,
fucking
right? Vibe.
Oldman.
I won't say the same feel.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's great in
fucking
it.
Oldman. God
Chris Tucker's
damn it.
great in it. I mean,
Yeah,
like it's,
oh, yeah.
it's my fifth pick, my last pick is Joe Don Baker. Mitchell.
Why am I having trouble with this one?
You got me.
All right.
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry.
Hold on.
I feel like I've failed you somehow. I
You
don't.
have it.
Joe Don. Baker.
Oh God, yes. All right. You're gonna have to look. I'm not turning my computer around. You're gonna have to look for yourself.
That is a bridge too far, motherfucker.
I get it.
That is.
If anyone gets it, it's me.
He's been in everything. Joe Don's been in everything.
Joe Don Baker. Oh shit! Wasn't he? Yeah, he was in.
Friday Night Lights, yeah? No, he wasn't.
Never mind. I have very little cognitive ability left at this point.
You're running on fumes, man.
Yeah, fumes and Smirnoff.
Smirnoff.
He was governor.
college.
He was Governor Jim Applewhite in The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, I recognize his face. He was in. Oh fuck, man. What was? God damn it. Oh. Anyway,
Mitchell.
Mitchell. What is he? What's Mitchell? What's the relevance of that?
It's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing.
Oh,
The
okay.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 kids might have thought that was amusing. Maybe.
Ian, wrap it up.
Can't do it. I gotta keep going. 0 stones, 0 crates, John. Fuck. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to settle
Fuck
for
yeah.
him, even though it's not a settle. It's like that's the one I've got to pick, but I've got
Oh, Clint's
several
fucking awesome.
several honorable mentions. If it's cool, I'll mention them now.
Hold on, I got one. I got to throw in there. Vin Diesel.
Which was an honorable mention of mine.
Okay, I thought it
Vin
might have
Diesel's
been.
fair.
so-
Mel Gibson,
Yeah, yeah.
Carl Urban,
Carl
Fuck
Urban.
yes.
Carl Urban's good.
Terry
He
Crews.
is the
Man, I wasn't sure
Dude.
about Terry Crews because, I mean, it's like, I was like, I know he's been in action movies, but I don't
Is
know.
is he the
right
hero?
Star.
But I don't know. Maybe
Not really. He's
Danny
usually
Trejo?
You said
Ooh,
action.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo's good.
He's been in a lot of them, but mostly as a supporting character.
Remake of Judge Dredd was Carl Urban.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was Dredd was awesome.
I've heard that was really good.
It's
Yeah,
really
I loved
good.
it.
It's really good.
I'm so glad they picked him to be McCoy in the new
Yeah, he's great in that, yeah.
newer Star Trek movies.
Yeah,
Like,
we're-
yeah, he's
damn.
perfect. My last two were Michelle Yeoh.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
yes.
Damn, dude.
That one honestly was who I was deciding. It's either her or Clint Eastwood, and then Chuck Norris.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Those were my last.
Those movies are
ones.
cheesy as fuck,
Where-
but Chuck Norris is like the man.
Where
the
I
man.
thought you would go, John, is Curving the Bullet with Angelina
Angelina.
Jolie.
I knew. Like any opportunity you get to bring up that. What was the name of that fucking
take it.
shitty
I
goddamn
don't
movie?
know. I don't know.
He's like, I don't even
Curve
know.
the Bullet.
I'll find it.
The one where they curve the bullets and it drives John insane.
That should be on the TADPOG
It's called
John Turley guest host bingo card. Is curving the bullet.
It's called Wanted.
Wanted, yeah.
I had
there
Will
is
Smith
a-
too.
It's
Yeah.
and
There
that's-
is a almost 6-minute YouTube video of every bullet curve from that movie. I
Let's
will-
watch it now.
I'll send you the link.
curving bullets.
I'll send you
I
the
think,
link.
I think the thing that makes me so upset about that is I was drawn into the whole thing because of the physics. And it's like, oh, well, let's just throw that shit out the window. like,
Drawn into to guns.
firearms.
Right.
and-
Not
Killing
the
people
movie.
from like,
and,
20 miles away.
shooting as a sport because of the physics
Right.
of it. And
But the best scene in that movie doesn't involve a curving bullet at all. It involves someone getting hit in the face with a keyboard, and the keys that fly at the screen spell out "fuck you."
It's pretty good.
Yep.
I mean,
Pretty good.
if you can curve a bullet,
I've never seen that movie, and boy, you just put the nail in the coffin of me ever seeing that movie. Like I will never, ever watch that fucking
Better than any movie I've ever made.
I don't know.
Good point.
I don't know, Mr. North. I don't know.
Hey, that's a good point.
so
I take it back.
what's even better is the person who gets hit in the face with the keyboard and then the keys fly at the camera saying "fuck you" is
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
It's Chris Pratt.
Gets hit in the face with the
Mario?
keyboard. Yeah. Star Lord.
right.
Yeah. Owen from Jurassic Park.
My last honorable mention, because I've only seen him in one action movie, and I thought it was great. It's Bob Odenkirk.
Dude, that movie was so fucking
I
good.
want to watch that.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk's
dude.
good in everything.
I loved that movie. That was a
Nobody?
huge
Wasn't
hit
it
at
called
our house.
Nobody?
Yeah, I believe it was Nobody. It was a huge hit at our house. We loved it.
I almost said Denzel, but I wasn't sure if
he
qualifies.
definitely
Training
qualifies.
Day.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equalizer.
The Equalizer
The Equalizer
movies.
movies alone qualify
Dude.
him for that because holy fuck, those are good.
I had to
Dude,
go
he's
for
a
the Joe Don anyway.
Man,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, no.
There's a new one coming, baby. A new Equalizer movie with him coming out
yeah,
like this
Okay.
year. or
Not
next
so
year.
equalized. Well, you guys want to take a break? Then we'll come back with some game talk,
Yeah, sure.
some movie talk.
Yes.
Yeah, we got
I
some
wanna,
shit
yeah,
to
I
talk
wanna hear
about.
the movie talk. That's what I'm here
Right.
for.
Please, I insist. I would like you to accompany me to Pizza Hut.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
Pizza Hut? So let me get this right.
Spacely Sprocket's here, who's now the man in charge, the mayor Gov, who wants to take me to dinner at Pizza Hut. Though Lord knows I wouldn't mind a pizza. So, what's with this cocktail guy anyway? He says I saved his life, which I'm not even sure I did, and my reward is dinner and dancing at Pizza Hut? I mean, hey, I like a big fat piece of pizza, but come on.
Your tone is quasi-facetious, but you do not realize that Pizza Hut was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
So,
So, now all restaurants are Pizza Hut.
no way.
Welcome to Pizza Hut.
Enjoy your meal, sir.
Garden in the valley. Valley of the jolly green giant. Good things from the garden. Garden in the valley. Valley of the
Glad I called that guy.
And now for the game talk.
Hello. Oh, wait.
Game talk.
Game talk.
It sounded like him from Powerpuff Girls.
A little bit.
I don't know. All right.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
It's a video game that came out in 1995 based on a movie that came out 2 years before it. Almost exactly 2 years. Like a long year and like 10 months.
93?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie was 93. Wow. And then I don't know why in the world Acclaim decided to release the video game 2 years after the movie. I don't know if this was like a to coincide with like a home release or something like for the movie.
Could have been.
I don't know.
Yeah, movies took a really long time to come out back then.
I could make a very short list of people that I know for sure haven't watched all of Demolition Man, and the developers of this game are on that.
The developer was the famous Alexandria Incorporated, which we all know
are such great hits as stuff you've definitely heard of.
Izzy's quest for the Olympic rings.
They did that. I now have answers that I did not have before today.
They don't play too dissimilarly in a fucked up way.
Shit's falling into place now.
It really is. God, things make some just clarity. You just hit me with a clarity bomb.
Demolition Man is a reskin of Izzy.
I mean, John Spartan does have a role in the game. Like you can make him roll. And Izzy was very much like we could do Sonic the Hedgehog, right?
Sure. There'll be rings, but not
Olympic rings,
but not the trademarked kind of rings.
Right. Wink. This game also came out on the Genesis, but I believe it came out on the Genesis in like 93 when the movie came out.
Seriously?
I'd be interested to see if there's a difference.
Yeah, I'm always of the mind where it's like I'm gonna play every version of this game, and then I play the Super Nintendo version. I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah. SNES Drunk claimed it was better on the Genesis.
I could see it being better on the Genesis mainly because like it probably, weirdly enough, probably sounds better on the Genesis.
That's exactly what he said. It sounds better and it performs better
because it sounds bad on the Super Nintendo.
Like, given that I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about, so it's weird that I'm on this show.
We don't either.
But
we're not experts.
Like,
that was your role for years,
most
John.
things perform better on the Genesis? Like whenever there's a Genesis release for a game, isn't it?
It's usually it just depends.
Genesis?
Sometimes it is, but usually the sound is worse on the Genesis.
Really?
Than it is on the Super
More like
NES.
tinny.
Yep.
Yeah. There's not as much bass. Yeah. Just generally, that's kind of the rule of thumb. Is that you might get a little bit better performance, sometimes a whole different, better game because they designed a better one for the Genesis because they allowed things that Super NES didn't.
Right.
But the rule of thumb as far as like sound goes is it's usually better on Super NES.
Usually the big difference is what it was developed for. You know what I mean? Because it's like if it's the same game but it was developed with the Genesis in mind, the SNES port of that is not gonna be.
It's whatever it was
optimized.
natively designed for.
Yeah.
And you can honestly make the case that a game like Demolition Man would probably fit more into the demographic of people who were buying Sega Genesis's
Sega
Genesis
than those that were buying the Super NES.
Probably.
And, the Sega Genesis, in my mind, always had the reputation of being the bad boy of consoles. We have blood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a Sega CD version as well, which I don't know, but I assume had like highly compressed clips from the movie, maybe. I don't know. It better have.
I hope fucking so. Because if this is what we got on the Sega CD, I'd be real upset.
Yeah. They saved their still PNGs for the Super Nintendo. Like they're 240 DPI.
He said that in plural, implying that there are a lot. There aren't a lot of pictures.
But there's more than one.
But
Those
there's more
QuickTime
than one.
those QuickTime MOV files are on the Sega CD, though, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, go ahead, Dave.
No, that's pretty much it.
I had some movie facts I wanted to spell.
Please.
Because we can't have a game like Demolition Man and not talk about the movie it was based on. And Tyler, I cannot wait to hear what you had to say about this. And I will say, I never said you would like it. I said I wanted to hear what you would say about it.
You did.
Girl, same.
Okay, here's some movie facts about Demolition Man.
Okay.
Is this a bag?
This is not one of the grab bags. I haven't done one of those in a while because I think people just don't listen to the show.
We have numbers that can confirm that.
I don't need numbers. Where we're going,
we don't need
metrics. Okay, originally, Steven Seagal was considered to be John Spartan.
Nobody named him on our action list. What?
Yeah, why didn't anybody pick Steven Seagal?
Oh,
God, what a fucking trash person.
How horrible would that have been? Just
God,
can you imagine?
Well, and the
Sandra Bullock would have quit.
I'm getting to that. Okay. Under the Steven Seagal universe, where that was made with him as John Spartan, Simon Phoenix would have been played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. He would have been the heavy. Ugh. So Seagal versus Van Damme.
I mean, I don't think he would have been bad, but I think Wesley Snipes.
The movie would have been horrible
the movie
anyway.
Would have been horrible, but Jean-Claude Van Damme is like.
Yeah, he's fine, and I'm surprised.
I love
Has Steven Seagal been in a movie with a rival star? Someone who he thinks could even compete with him, because that makes me think
no one can compete with him.
One of the two would have. Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah.
Dude,
one of the two would have left.
I would just love to see Jean-Claude Van Damme beat his ass, because Jean-Claude Van Damme was like a legit martial artist.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen interviews where he calls him a pussy.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal's like Jean-Claude Van Damme. No.
Yeah. Steven Seagal.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
Who is a tough guy? I'm not going to say. Are you the only tough guy? You said it.
I want to see that SNL episode.
Holy shit.
I've never seen it.
Bad.
I want to see it.
What is it?
He was on SNL, and it was like he was banned from SNL.
Steven Seagal.
It's panned as the worst episode of SNL ever.
And
ever
they don't air
film.
it. Like it.
No
like,
shit.
Yeah. I don't think it aired after it originally aired.
Yeah. All right, continuing with Demolition Man facts. Originally, Sylvester Stallone turned down the role of John Spartan, eventually was convinced to be in it, but he wanted Jackie Chan to play Simon Phoenix.
Man, I would have liked
which
that.
would have been great, but Jackie Chan turned it down because he doesn't like to play villains, so they couldn't get him. And then initially, Wesley Snipes didn't want to be in it either, but eventually they were able to convince him to be in it, obviously, and so
you don't have to pay taxes, Wesley.
And that's great, because I literally cannot think of anyone who could have been a better Simon Phoenix.
Most of Snipes' lines in that movie were improv. He played. He just did it.
That's even better,
and it worked.
I think he's great at it.
He's super great. He's
memorable.
He's perfect. Simon Phoenix.
They have to CGI his eyes open like in Blade.
Originally, in Demolition Man, due to the franchise wars, Taco Bell came out on top. So now all restaurants are Taco Bell, unless you're seeing the movie outside of the United States and Canada. It's Pizza Hut.
Are you shitting me?
Nope. Both owned by PepsiCo.
I did not know that.
But they did that because Taco Bell isn't as well known outside of the United States and Canada, so they wanted a familiar brand. Pizza Hut was the one.
Tom Hortons has one.
I would love to see the Pizza Hut cut.
Me too. I want to know what it sounds like. Like, how
I want the
obvious
Hut
is it?
cut.
All restaurants are Pizza Hut now. And it's like, I was thinking, I went into the movie knowing that trivia, so I'm like, man, they got like Taco
It's
Bell
everywhere.
signs and
It's
stuff. Like, what do
fucking
they do? Is it
everywhere.
like, oh, slap that JPEG on the, like, I mean, the flex tape?
Part of it. At the time when Demolition Man was released, MTV was running a Demolition Man contest.
What?
At which the winner gets the opportunity to press the button to demolish a building.
Oh, shit.
And this whole thing was hosted by Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez.
Who is playing the piano
It was also in my notes.
in the Taco Bell.
That's him?
That's Dan Cortez.
God.
That's what I thought when I saw him. I was like,
Really?
Is that Dan Cortez?
It is, and he's singing one of those commercial jingles, the
Yeah.
Jolly Green Giant. That's Dan
That's him.
Cortez.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So he hosted this contest, and the winner of the contest got to blow up the Belknap Hardware and Manufacturing Building in Louisville, Kentucky.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Is that
For
the movie
real.
in the first, or is that the
It wasn't
building
in
the first
It wasn't
scene?
in the movie. It was just a contest to
okay.
be able to blow up a building, and that's
Okay.
where they ended up doing it. Was in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
Wow.
Are we really doing this? All right, I guess fine. Where they're demolishing a building.
There's
I mean,
more. Yeah, go ahead.
It's just,
Isn't it crazy?
it's just so hard to be like, what's hilarious about it is that it's like, they're just passing this off as like, what kind of prize can we give? They're blowing up a building on Tuesday. Yeah, they can press some button,
No,
right?
they made arrangements to blow up a building. Like it wasn't,
wasn't
they just sat in
scheduled to be
on a
demolished?
scheduled demolish. It was gonna be demolished
right,
eventually,
right.
but they found one and were like,
This one.
Right. Yeah. Basically.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. It's wonderful. Who comes up with that? That's a great idea.
MTV.
Great. So I'm in the
And it
movie.
worked. It worked. It
No,
was a
you're
huge,
more on a construction crew for a second.
It was a huge
Do I
promotion.
get like $50? No, you just get to push the button.
There were other prizes.
All right. I mean, I'm still
Probably
gonna
a
do it.
I want
lifetime
my
supply
elephant.
of Taco Bell or something, you know. There's more. There's more. Hang on. Okay, so in the video game Cyberpunk 2077, in the apartment that you get, there are 3 seashells next to the toilet in the bathroom.
You know where else there are 3 seashells?
The beach. Yes,
In
John.
Demolition.
In my bathroom.
In your bathroom. Yeah, I haven't been in your bathroom in quite a while, but
we
I
have
remember.
3 soaps shaped like seashells sitting on the top of our toilet.
Yeah.
For that reason, that is.
Oh, I know.
That was my
That
wife's
was
idea.
because of the movie.
Credit goes to her for that when I had nothing to do with it. Stallone has announced whether or not this is true because right at the beginning of COVID, he announced that there is a sequel
Okay.
being planned for
Okay.
Demolition Man.
So-
2020 is when he announced it. Whether or not that's still a thing, I don't know.
I'm glad to hear that because they totally set it up because there's a whole
Absolutely.
thing where it's like, oh, John Spartan has a daughter.
Right. And the rumor is there was a whole thing about Lenina Huxley being his daughter.
That's what I
and that's-
expected.
but
so then when they had sex, I was like, I guess that's probably not.
well, that-
but
in
they're not
the-
actually touching. So I guess
in the
it's-
trivia, they said that she was supposed to be his daughter. They changed it, and they would not have had the virtual sex scene if that had been the case.
And it
They
totally, like, it's great that she's not his daughter, sex aside. Because, like, it
suit
would,
yourself.
it's not the anime version of Demolition Man. It's not Crunchyroll presents Demolition Man.
Why is Lenina
Mappa
Huxley Chan
production.
so cute?
But it's like she would know that, you know, he was her
Right.
dad.
I think that's why
mean,
they took
right,
it out
because it would just be
It
ridiculous.
just didn't
to be-
track.
right.
And
No
she's
one-
not. Her character's not the type
Right.
to keep secrets.
Right. And I don't think the whole police force would be like, shh, don't let her know her dad is
the guy in there.
Especially the other old guy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of the police chief guy? He's been in like a million different things.
Oh, well, he
too.
was.
Well, first he got fired from Shawshank.
Yeah.
So then
That's what I immediately know him from. but-
He did. What really happened is he didn't shoot himself at the end of Shawshank. They put him in
Cryostasis.
1925
Yeah,
cryostasis.
Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't murder death kill himself.
Yes. Speaking of murder, death, kill, they still use the same code that is for murder in Los Angeles Police Code 187.
187, yeah.
Yes, that is featured in there. And I've got more. I've got this fucking shit for days.
Let's do it. I love it.
We all know that Wesley Snipes had a blonde dye job on his hair in the movie as Simon Phoenix, which was so impactful to one Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman got it from.
Did that
Holy
because
shit.
of Wesley Snipes as he was for his debut with the San Antonio Spurs. And that started the tradition of him doing it forever. The whole reason he did it at all was because of Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man.
Wow.
Who fucking hated it and shaved his head like
He
the
shaved
day
it.
is
Yeah, he
filming
hated
wrapped.
it. Absolutely. So I thought that was very influential because we all know Dennis Rodman is the guy with the hair, you know,
I
and
thought he
various
was doing
other
that shit when he
accessories.
was I thought he was doing that shit when he was with the Bulls still. Though.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Not the Pistons. He looked straight edge with the Pistons.
Yeah.
But then,
They said the Spurs in the thing I read. Now I may have misread it, but yeah. In any case, we're not here to argue Dennis Rodman's fucking career. But I do appreciate you shitting all over my fun fact.
Hey, we can 100% tie this into Bill Lambier's combat basketball if we bring up Dennis Rodman enough.
We could.
But now, anytime you see Dennis Rodman, you see, you know why he dyes his hair? Demolition
Simon
Man.
Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix. Okay, I lied. That's all I got.
Aw. Okay, those are great though.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
good time.
again. This is one of my favorite movies. And
Man.
it really. It came along at just the right time for me. Tanya and I were
Same.
super hooked on this. I have seen Demolition Man, no fucking joke. I've probably seen it 40 times. Just
It's a lot of times.
It's one of those movies I will watch every single time I happen across it. Sometimes I watch it just because I feel like watching Demolition Man.
Yeah.
It's to me that good.
I also wrote down facts. There's only one I have that you didn't.
Oh, okay.
And that is, so Wesley Snipes is a black belt.
Yes.
So his motions look kind of jerky and weird a little bit in the movie.
Oh, I know this one.
Because they
This is
asked
good
him,
shit.
he was so fast it was just blurry on camera, so they made him slow down, is why it looks so awkward at times.
Yes.
So you can put him on the list of people who could kick Steven Seagal's ass.
Yep.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I actually do have a little bit more now that I think about it. Because I was going to mention, I made a little joke last week as we were exiting. We were talking about we're going to do Demolition Man. I said we're going to do, we're going to cover the game that was based on the movie that was based on one of my favorite Sting songs. It's not really one of my favorite Sting songs, and actually it's a Grace Jones song that Sting and the Police redid at one point called Demolition Man. But the reason, and it is actually the song that gets played over the credits.
Ah, okay.
But so I'm going to read from, this is the segment we like to call Ian Pucci reads from Wikipedia. The original script was written by Peter Lankoff, who retained the story by credit. Lankoff came to Hollywood straight out of college with no connections and wrote 7 different scripts, desperately hoping to break into Hollywood. Selling the spec script Demolition Man to Warner Brothers was his first big break. Lankoff had been inspired by Lethal Weapon and wanted to do Demolition Man, or wanted to do something about cops. He was also influenced by stories of celebrities being cryogenically frozen and listening to the Sting song Demolition Man on repeat on a broken cassette player in his car. And so all of this movie came because that song was playing on repeat, and he started thinking, well, what can we do? And that's where the story came from. So I thought that was neat.
That
That
is
the
neat.
song
That's
came
wild.
before the movie. You know, I always thought that song had been written for this movie by Sting, but it turns out it wasn't. It was the inspiration for this movie. So
Wow.
there you have it. Fun facts about the movie. Followed by an awkward silence.
Man, I remember seeing this for the first time at my grandparents' house when I was probably like 12 years old, and it was that same trip to my grandparents' house where my parents weren't there, and I saw that episode of Unsolved Mysteries with the aliens.
The aliens, and it
they
was
live,
dark.
they live on they lived on like farmland in Mississippi where it's like the nearest
know the one
neighbor
you're talking
is like a
about.
mile away
Yeah.
on either side, and it's like it gets so fucking dark out there. And it was like, oh fuck, the aliens are looking. Like I look at a window, and it's like I swear I'd see one looking in the window. And then I remember going to one of there's a small fucking house, but there was a room that was like the most inside where it's like, this is the tornado room. I remember sleeping in the tornado room because it's like no windows.
No windows here.
No windows in this
I'll
one.
be the last to die.
It was that episode of Unsolved Mysteries where they're like talking about like hybrid people, alien shit. And like, it was one of those where it's like, man, I don't want that. I don't know what I want. I'm 12, but I don't want that. But I also, another night, that same trip, I remember watching Demolition Man and being like, who is this Sandra Bullock?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Sandra Bullock is the first known case of yoga pants in that movie.
Oh.
Holy shit. I don't know if that's true, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the first time sexy yoga pants made their debut into my mind, because that's what she wore throughout most of that movie.
I mean, looks aside,
I was
she's the best
13
part of
when
this
this
movie.
She really is.
Hands
No,
down.
she's great. She's
her
great.
character, her performance, everything. She is the best part of this.
She
But
makes
including
it right.
looks.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
I mean, Stallone is fucking ripped, sitting there, icing out.
The wax
But-
model of the story. I was like, don't stop zooming in on his face. It looks stupid. They're like, look at all these cool muscles and everything. And it's like, all right, okay, that's believable. And I'm thinking, I'm like, as it's happened, I'm like, how did they do this? Was this a wax model? And then they show the face, and it's like, yep.
Wax model.
Yeah, why'd they show it?
they literally went to Madame Tussauds and got his.
We
no,
will
that one
loan you-
actually looks like him.
We will loan you the wax figurine, but you must show the face. But
And,
we don't know. It's a very good face. You have to show the face.
and the penis.
We know he did that porno in the 70s, so everyone knows.
That's what we modeled the penis after. It's our
We have
finest
seen it.
work. All of our models have penises.
Every inch of this Stallone is accurate.
It's weird. The rest of the Stallone looks very 90s, but that part's pretty 70s.
I get that a lot. Actually.
All right, so me watching this movie.
Yes,
Yes.
here we go.
Ever
Yes.
seen it through the lens of the year of our Lord 2023.
Right.
If this movie came out today, this would be labeled far right wing propaganda.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I could keep thinking about was fucking Sean Hannity jerking off to this movie because of how, I mean, it was like it was curated, like somebody curated it being like, man, this is the world the liberals want.
Well, if you
I
think
guess.
it was
I get that.
intended to have that effect, only in a more predictive fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a vision of our possible future. Of,
I mean,
of a
because like
police state,
everything
of a-
they
yeah.
complain about today, it was like way back then. This is what 93. So what in 2023 they're saying the liberals want to do. This is like the
I don't
parody of
remember
that
any like
in
drive-through
93.
Yeah.
abortion clinics though. Like I figured
Abortion is illegal. It's Sandra
illegal?
Bullock. Yeah,
Oh,
she
did
says
say that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a while.
So yeah,
It's
they
been a while.
want to take away your guns. And we know the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is to bring back a good guy with a gun. So there's they want your safe spaces, so you have to go up to your little ATM and get your affirmations to tell you how pretty you are. That's what the liberals want.
You gotta get your Joy feels.
There's no
Happy
no.
Joy.
They want to get rid of your meat. You
Yep.
only eat balanced vegetables. No death penalty. You just get frozen and see how that goes. Then when they go down, they're all in like the safe, economical cars. But then they all, what is this? Whatever the Mustang or whatever it was that they all fawn
It was an
over.
Oldsmobile 442, but
Yeah.
who's counting?
It's
With bucket seats.
not electric low emissions car
Right.
that everyone else drives.
Right.
So the whole time it was just like, wow, this is like what old conservative people in 93 would be like, man, wouldn't it be awful if this was the future? And that's all. It was just like, and it was just like, once I got that in my head, it was just like, okay, there's another one. Okay, there's another one. Okay, there's another one.
I can definitely see where the lens of time would change your
Yes.
interpretation of this movie.
And of course,
Great
and then
deal.
old man and young girl, Stallone being 47 and Sandra Bullock being 29.
He was 47.
He was 47.
in 93.
Yep, he is 77.
Technically,
now.
it was 147.
He's got a point. People love it in the Marvel movies, though.
Touche, sir.
So, I mean, that being said, I didn't hate the movie. I liked it okay. You know,
I'm
I
surprised,
was
honestly.
entertained throughout it. I didn't feel bored. Melissa watched the last hour with me when I got home.
Had
she
she
seen
seen
Laughed
it?
about it. Yeah, she said she
Okay.
saw it a few times and she was a lot younger. So no, we had a good time with it. Totally fine watch. No problems here. Don't
Good.
know if I'll watch it again, but yeah, it was okay.
Well, it's good to say that you've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a very quotable movie. And now when someone says, you know, you take this job and shovel it, you'll get the joke.
You really licked his ass.
You really licked his ass.
Yep.
Now that was a good character concept that they did.
It was. Lenina Huxley was far and away, the character was far and away the biggest, best part of that movie.
For sure.
And the fact that Sandra Bullock made that her own and really just owned it so well. It is her one. It is might be my favorite role that she's ever played, and that's because I do love most of the things.
Have
I've
you seen
her
The
in.
Net?
Hey,
Mozart, go.
hey, don't with the net.
Yo, I own that on VHS, motherfucker.
I knew that.
Hey, don't with the net. Speed
Mozart's
cemented
Ghost.
Sandra Bullock for me.
Yeah, Speed.
Speed,
Yeah.
God, yeah, that's
for
great.
sure.
I mean,
And that's
she's
tough.
great in Speed.
Hey,
That's a tough call for me between her role in Speed and her role in Demolition Man, but I'm still thinking about going in the way of Demolition Man.
Same.
God.
Same.
Well, her dress in the Taco Bell restaurant scene weighed 40 pounds.
Yes, it did.
What?
So whenever she's running,
It was made of-
starts falling off of her. So that's why she's like holding her
yeah,
arms in the last scene.
And she had to
Made
wear
out
it.
of Dan Cortez.
It was made of metal for real, and those weren't hollow beads on
Yeah.
that dress. And so,
Wow.
she had to wear that thing for hours. I do remember reading that a long time ago. And it was heavy. It was heavy.
I know we're talking about Sandra Bullock and how good she was in the movie, which I 100% agree. But like, I thought Stallone was like
He was
very
great.
good in it. Like,
was
like,
great. Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
like Stallone in everything, but
Right.
I love Stallone in this movie.
Stallone at some point became like a caricature of himself, like or of the roles that Stallone played.
He's charismatic
You know?
in this movie. I
He's
feel like.
good in this movie.
God,
Yeah,
the scene
no,
where he comes back from the bathroom
Yeah.
and asks about what the fuck the seashell, and then he walks up to the
Right.
thing and
You have
starts
violated
saying,
morality.
"Fuck you, you
Yep.
fucking son of a bitch," and it starts spitting out paper. He's like, "I'll be back," you know. I love it,
And I love
that
I like-
shit.
I
He
think
pulled
he's
it
great,
off.
So I guess he clinched that whole time
Yeah, he
with the
stopped.
shitty ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only
And then
one who
went
was
back
thinking
to
about that.
Had a really long conversation with Swamp Ass, and then went white with what is most likely heat-sensitive slick paper. And then he had to have taken a dump at some point, so I guess he eventually figured out what the were for, right?
There's a TikTok demo where they walk you through how to use the 3 seashells.
I don't
Because there was a big debate about it.
Yeah. That one has endured. That legend of the 3 seashells has endured.
I've
because
seen like
everyone
references
gets
to that in a lot of shit too.
Well, it also started Stallone and Rob Schneider's love affair.
Yes.
So I know I haven't seen Cliffhanger, but I heard he's in it, right? So
I know he's
are
in
they in a
Judge
bunch
Dredd.
of other movies?
He's in Judge Dredd.
He's in,
He's
oh,
in
okay.
Judge
I'm
Dredd.
sorry.
He had
I
him
mixed them up.
added
Judge
to
Dredd.
I
Judge
mixed them up.
Dredd.
Are they in other movies together?
I just know those 3.
Yeah, he was his corner man in Rocky, I'm pretty sure. No,
I believe it.
As an
He plays
eight-year-old
he plays the
child.
robot in Rocky.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Rocky 4.
But even
God
like,
damn it. That's bad.
even the scene where I thought this movie was fucking wild, where it's like, oh man, they like knew about iPads.
Yes.
Because it's like, I mean, it looks like a thick ass, like it's a picture frame, you know,
Right,
with the screen in it. But it's like, I don't know, man. They kind of knew about the tablet. Some things are like really, really close. And then
Yeah.
other things were like laughably not close. Like the conference room, like when we lived,
Oh
we
my
lived through the
God,
fucking
the
pandemic with
conference
Zoom
room.
and shit. And it's like, you think about all the monitors and shit they got in the police stations. And then for virtual conferences, they have seats with screens in them.
Headstones. Fucking headstones.
that follow the speaker around as he's walking.
Yeah.
The chairs turn.
They reminded me of one of the final forms that Smithy takes in Mario RPG when he bangs his head. And
Right.
well, there's one where it's like an iron casket with a
With a
tiny
tiny-
screen
yeah.
with the face in it. It looked like it was 6
Yeah,
of those.
totally. Yep. And it's like, not only that, but we're talking about like, this is before Arnold was governor of California, but they're talking about the Schwarzenegger, like
the
congressional
Schwarzenegger
library.
He was
presidential
popular.
library.
Yeah.
And they had
Presidential
implied that he had been president and that they made a special amendment that allowed someone not born here to be president. And then it was like literally right after this movie came out, he announced his candidacy for governor, or it was happening at the same time. So
It was, I mean, I felt like this movie like has this Simpsons effect where it's like,
Yeah.
it kind of just like willed some shit into existence.
it may have. It may have. The underground scene with Dennis Leary, Edgar Friendly, where all the dregs of this perfect society have moved to live, and they
forgot all about
exist
Dennis
in the
Leary.
in the old subway system under there, and they have a whole city down there, and
Right.
of course
They can cuss and eat all the rat meat they want.
that's right. That's right.
Well, that's
And,
why Simon Phoenix has brought out a hibernation
to kill
go
Edgar
assassinate
Friendly,
Edgar
Dennis
Friendly.
Leary's character, Edgar Friendly.
Smell reminds me of biscuits and gravy.
Because the benevolent, the benevolent Dr. Cocteau cannot handle that Edgar Friendly and his rogue bunch of misfits are messing up his perfect society. So he decides to unthaw a psychopath mass murderer to take care of him, because we wouldn't want
Maybe
to dirty
a
our hands.
little bit overkill. Just
Touch.
just a touch.
Considering
Also
that they-
shows you that rehab doesn't work. You know, you just got to kill them all.
Yeah. Well, also with like Simon Phoenix is like, hey, I can't do this. Can you get Jesse Ventura out here with me? And like
Yes.
5 other dudes. And he's like, fine. And it's like, what are you doing? You brainwashed him and only him. Like Simon Phoenix can't kill you. Doesn't mean that Jesse Ventura can't.
It's funny because at some point after he gets his posse unthawed and, you know, running around with him, of course, Snipes has decided he's going to take out Cocteau. He doesn't want anyone pulling his strings, but he's been pre-programmed that he is unable to harm this man. So he simply orders someone else to do it. Could you please kill him? And then they just blow him away.
Like, why didn't you take the precautions that you took with him? Or just be like, nah. He's Dennis Leary. Go get him.
He definitely made things a lot worse. We have a bird problem. Let's release a bunch of cats. Now we have a cat problem. Let's release a bunch of dogs. Now we have a dog problem.
Well, you guys want to pivot to the game?
Sure, we can pivot to the game.
I want an honorable mention for Dennis Leary movies. There's a very little known movie called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
I've heard of it.
That has Dennis Leary in it, and is probably my favorite role of Dennis Leary in anything. He's Christopher Walken's, like Christopher Walken is essentially like, if I remember correctly, he's sort of like no, shit, I can't remember. It's been a super long time since I've seen it. It's either Andy Garcia. I think it's Andy Garcia. I think Christopher Walken's in it too. And I think Dennis Leary is like his right-hand man. And he's just like super good in that role.
All right.
He just fits it. It just works.
I've seen it, but it's been fucking forever.
I believe it. You're going to find that shit on Netflix. That's or Hulu.
I want to do one more movie thing before we get into the game talk. And it's not important at all, but like the biggest fucking laugh this movie got out of, because Nikki and I watched it together, and the biggest laugh in the entire movie is near the beginning, where they're establishing John Spartan as the Demolition Man and how he got his name from like causing all this collateral damage during his missions. And it's the scene where he's rescued the little girl. And
oh my God,
he's carrying her on his shoulder, and a reporter runs up. She's like, "Detective John Spartan, can you tell me how you can justify destroying a $6 million building for a $45,000 ransom?" And the girl says, "Fuck you, lady." She's a sweet looking girl with this like real sweet voice.
God, that is amazing. It was really good. For one little girl or something. It's like, hey, fuck you, lady. God, yeah. Fuck yeah.
The box art. Is this just the movie poster?
Weird box art because it has the Warner Brothers logo at the bottom, along with what appears to be just the bottom of the movie poster.
Yep.
The text. And I don't know
and
what the arrangement was.
I remember the movie poster being arranged the same way, the Snipes and Stallone being at the top, above
facing
them,
each other.
With the actual names. Snipes, Stallone, or Sloan, Snipes, whatever. It was essentially just a, recreation of the movie poster shrunk down to SNES box art size. So it was false advertising, because I don't think this was actually a game based on the movie Demolition Man. It starts off strong.
Yeah, I guess it starts off like, I guess, on target.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because bungee cords work like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the sound, I know we haven't gotten to the good things yet, but like the voice sampling,
you can tell.
Really good. You can tell
it's him.
Send a maniac to catch one, and it's like, whoa, that sounded like Stallone, and I understood the words.
Yep. That's also on my list.
But I also wonder where it's like, what can you do to make a Demolition Man game? You know what I mean? Because it's like,
I have some thoughts on that.
Okay.
I do, because, and we're gonna end up going out of order, I'm sure. But one of the things that got me was the first couple of levels were based off shit from the movie.
Right, they follow the movie.
They follow the story of the movie for the first level, which is you in 1996 doing the thing that caused you to get, because in the movie, the reason that Stallone's character John Spartan was frozen is because they doctored some video to make it look like he blew up a building full of hostages on purpose. They made it seem like he did it on purpose, like he didn't care about the hostages. He just wanted to get Simon Phoenix. And so they convicted him on multiple counts of murder.
Well, I read that the 96 LA scene wasn't in the original script.
Oh, really?
That once they started production, they added it because somebody had said, like, well, in order, you can't, Oz isn't special if you don't show Kansas. So then they added that in so they'd have the
well, and they did something very similar to that in the movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where they make him out to be this monster who doesn't care about the hostages. I'm just going to kill everybody because I'm going to get my man. So that's why, and it turns out, though, they reveal later in the movie that the hostages were already dead.
Right.
And they doctored the video to make it look like Stallone said, I don't care about the hostages, but that's not what happened. So he gets vindicated for that. But you start off in 1996 in this scene and you just run through and shoot at things. You know, I mean, there's a stand and shoot button, which is basically turns you into a Contra guy where you can hold, if you hold this button, you stand still without moving and can shoot in any direction, which I liked having that as an option. That was nice. But then the next scene is the San Angeles Museum of Violence, the Museum of Violence, which
it shifts from
it goes side-scrolling to the top-down thing, very similar to True Lies, where you're running through
very, very similar.
A building and killing bad guys and rescuing hostages, each of which says "Be well" every time you rescue them.
Which I've never seen this movie until recently, but like 10 years ago, I ran a D&D game, the Dwarf game, that Dave, you played in, and there was a segment.
What was it?
The Dwarf game?
The Dwarf game?
Yeah.
The Dwarf game?
Dwarf game. Everybody was. We all have to play a different version of Dwarf.
Pretty good.
So everybody played dwarves, and they were reuniting a fragmented empire against a common enemy. And one city they had to go into was incredibly health conscious. So that was their
like
creepy
San Angeles.
saying was, be well, be well, be well. So when I watched this, I was like, oh.
That's what that was.
Didn't see this, didn't rip it out.
Didn't even know. So then, though, that's where everything starts to fall apart. After this level, which is, again, following the movie, then they go into a level where there's a monorail that has run amok.
In the parking garage.
In a parking garage. Monorail.
He got him. Damn it.
And at the end of the monorail level, you fucking destroy it anyway because you're the Demolition Man.
Right.
I guess. I don't know. It was completely disjointed. The next scene.
Does that exist in the movie? I don't
know. It doesn't.
Okay.
The next scene.
A parking garage is mentioned. Like, I can't remember what they call it. It's not. They don't call it a parking garage, but they're like, "Where's Simon Phoenix?" And they're like, "He's at the parking garage."
Right.
And it's like not a scene. You know, there's not a scene. They're just like it's a line of dialogue that the developer was like, "It's in the game."
Yeah,
that's a level.
Parking garages exist in this universe. We're going to use that shit.
And
but
a monorail.
You think, shut the fuck up. We're going to use that shit.
They said 12 levels. We got to come up with them, man.
The next level takes place in the library, which is just like the Museum of Violence, except it's a library, and there's no library in the fucking movie either.
But a library is mentioned.
The library is mentioned.
The presidential library.
Yes.
Again.
And then
are there presidents? I mean, is it a presidential library?
No, it's like, you know, the library named after a president.
Oh, okay.
Is what they're saying. And then there's several levels that take place underground, which are nothing like, you know, there's zip lines everywhere, and there's radiation.
They love those fucking zip
level,
lines.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Why not just have snipes levels?
I don't know.
Where you're
Simon
Phoenix, like blasting your way out of when you got out in front of the safe space machine.
Exactly.
And
That'd be
like
fun. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the problem. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
So the only thing that really connects it back to the actual movie is at the end when you do the final fight against Simon Phoenix in the cryo prison. But other than that, like 75% of the content of this game doesn't really have anything to do with the movie. There is no Lenina Huxley. There is no Edgar Friendly.
Seriously?
There is zero. What's her partner's name? I wrote that down. the guy that plays her partner in the movie that ends up joining up with Edgar Friendly. He's
Oh, I know
The
you're
deadbeat
talking
dad
about.
from Modern
Shit.
Family. Can't remember his name.
Wow.
Garcia is his name. There's no Dr. Cocteau. There's no his assistant who played Odo in Beetlejuice. I can't think of his name.
Right, yeah.
He's in it. He's not in the game. There's literally
Is
get
the
John,
captain of the police force
no,
even in it?
No, you get John Spartan, you get
Simon
Phoenix, and that's it, and a bunch of random henchmen. Which I guess you could argue one of them is probably Jesse Ventura. I guess I don't know, but I felt like that was a huge thing that they fucked up. They leaving that stuff out totally disconnects you from the movie. This game, I couldn't help.
Do you think
but
they would have to pay? Sorry. Do you think they would have to pay for their image or something?
But not
You think maybe
necessarily the
that's why they
character
left them
names,
out?
because none of these sprites looked like anybody. I mean, Phoenix looked a little like Simon Phoenix, I guess, but
The hair is very distinctive.
Here's something I didn't even think about. Just going back to the movie real quick. So his old partner, who was the rookie pilot or whatever, that is the old man in the back.
Right.
I feel like that's a failed Chekhov's gun where they show him make a connection and then never go back to it ever again.
Right.
Like, why not have Simon Phoenix kill him, severing his last connection, and then he hasn't. I mean, do something with it as opposed to, oh, we knew each other. See ya.
So
and that's it.
Yeah. Between levels, you get a status screen of how many murder, death, kills you got, which I thought was fun. They also used the little sound effect of the alarm that goes off in the movie, the reader, so I thought that was neat. But one of the funniest parts of this was between the levels, underneath the scoreboard is this little ticker tape thing that tells you what's next, like your next mission. But before that, they throw some sort of thing in front of it. For example, it'll say, avoid fatty foods. Terrorists have taken over our library. Be well.
Goddamn.
The monorail has been hijacked. Practice tranquility. Phoenix controls the wasteland. Round up his criminals. They tried and failed to create
connections
to this movie, and they left out some of there was no battle. There could have been a battle at the Taco Bell, right? There was a number of distinctive scenes from that movie that could have easily been included in the game
food,
that just weren't. And I feel like that was a huge waste of time and a missed opportunity.
If you're really genuinely not going to include any of the other characters in the movie, why even fucking try
to sell the video
money
with the Demolition Man?
I guess
because of what's on the fucking box.
Fuck, man, like that seems like the easiest way to tie shit in.
It's the breakfast cereal of video games. It's the box that gets your attention, but the shit on the inside's not that good.
And
you know what I mean?
I'm sure Jurassic Park did very well, and I feel like that has a lot to do with the way, the Jurassic Park games. I should be more specific. Obviously, because the movie did well, but I do feel like it felt to me like the run and gun sections of this game had a very Jurassic Park on the Sega Genesis feel.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Where it's like
really
the way it looked,
the way it moved,
the way Stallone or John Spartan controls, where he's kind of like herky jerky, and it's like
jumps forward,
gotta climb
real
this ladder
weird.
now, and you do like a real kind of jump where you put your arms up, and it's like, nope, I wasn't quite next to the ladder, so it kind of straddles that line between platformer and cinematic platformer.
Yeah, 'cause it's not quite cinematic platformer,
Right,
but which is what I expected.
Yeah.
I watched some videos and I sat down to play it.
It's what it looks like.
Cinematic platformer,
Yes.
and then it was not.
It's not, but there is some of that in it where it's like, that Jurassic Park, Prince of Persia kind of grab on this ledge. Sometimes you have to climb down off of ledges instead of jumping because there's fall damage, which is really annoying because the levels are
vertical.
Yes, they do have some verticality to them, but they're also there's a level. Okay, so the level you were talking about, Ian, below the museum,
right,
where you're chasing Simon Phoenix. Y'all, it's so dark and it's so hard to see. the
Yep.
platforms.
Yep.
I jumped and grabbed a zip line without knowing
Thank
it.
you. Yes.
Because it's
Yes.
like the
zip-
same fucking color
they
as the
blend
background.
in.
It's like, what am I doing? Why am I
Right.
floating?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
this is fucking kind of,
Yep.
this is like inexcusable. Like, you know, like I
It's
get
bad.
it. I get it.
Indefensible design.
Yeah,
right?
it's supposed to be dark. It's underground. I get it. But like, your graphics person has failed you in that you can show, you need to show that it's dark, but also like figure out a way that makes it playable. And I'm not saying it's unplayable. I got through that level, but there were like several.
Because you did the accidental thing?
Right. Because I learned from.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's the thing.
Leaps
Didn't
of
real-
faith
Right.
abound. You
Well,
just have to hope that there's something down there
I
that
died
you're
to
gonna
just
catch.
pits. Random
Oh my
ass
God.
fucking pits.
I know. And it's like the first
I've
one.
spent the last 10 minutes fucking free falling. Now the pit kills me.
Yep.
Now I fall to my
Yep.
death. Yeah.
I felt a little foolish the first time because I was like, oh yeah, I guess all that barbed wire would probably hurt me, but I don't know. It's a video game, so I just thought, I could run across it. Mm-mm.
I mean, you have ungodly Olympic level horizontal jumping.
Yes.
But you've got Woody Harrelson vertical.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it happened so fast. The first time it happened, I was like, what the fuck is he flying? Did he just
For
fly?
another Wesley Snipes movie reference.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, nice. I didn't even. Yeah, you got me.
The funniest ones are the ones you have to explain, right? Sorry, we missed that. We all missed that one.
I know. And everyone here should have got that.
Yeah, we really should have.
I thought you were talking about Zombieland.
You're like, was Wesley Snipes in Zombieland? I don't remember that.
He should have been.
He should have been.
Again, several missed. There was no car chase in the game. There could have been. That was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. We can get back on track if you want.
I like this is great.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
it just, I really wanted to find good things about this movie. I did. I wanted there to be something, and I did find some good things about it, And of course, I didn't do the movie celebrity thing because I think in these it's kind of obvious. That's really.
I did the movie.
Oh, yeah. What'd you do?
Crank. Because it's fucking insanity.
Yes.
Every time you start a level, particularly the side scrollers. I kind of like the top down ones.
Yeah,
I did too.
So-
Again,
They
True
were-
Lies. They were like the.
I think
liked
they
them.
were better than the True
They were a
Lies.
little puzzly. And
I had an easier time with them. Yeah.
Yeah,
They reminded me more of Operation Logic Bomb than it did True Lies.
Okay,
But
yeah.
but True Lies I get because like there's this connection, action movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it really reminded me of Operation Logic Bomb, which we did I think like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Where because True Lies is kind of like really top down.
It all is.
And
This is a little
And
isometric,
Operation Logic Bomb is like, an isometric, top-down isometric. And it was the one where you have to like figure out ways to unlock other portions.
You just got to find the old man in the robe to unlock the snow doors.
Right,
That's all you
right.
gotta do.
And that's what you do with Demolition Man.
There's a little blizzard concentrated in a doorway you can't get past.
Yep. But one thing that I thought was like kind of frustrating about those isometric levels was there is, if you hold down the R button, John Spartan will fire while running backwards. And that sounds really cool. And you move really fast, but like I could never like get it to, I could never work it in a situation where it's like, I want to be running backwards now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
it's like, the enemies don't come from behind. It's like you just like tunneling through dudes.
Yeah,
like,
and they just run around in the same room. You can just exit and they're not going to follow.
right,
Yeah.
right. And then it's like even like in that first isometric level where you're fighting against Simon Phoenix, and it's like that didn't feel good because it was just like, okay, take cover, pop out, try to hit him twice,
Shoot,
go back
dodge.
to cover, and like so it's just kind of like, okay, we get it.
But at least that was from the movie.
Yes.
And, you know, after you beat Simon Phoenix in the Museum of Violence, the glass floor blows out and they go down into
like
then
in the
like
movie.
and I was with it at that point. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love that they're following the movie. And then of course, as I mentioned, they just stopped following the movie almost completely.
They kind of get back to it at the end in the cryo, because that's kind of where the movie, that's, you know.
Yeah.
And I figured that would be the last level, and then when it wasn't, it was like,
I know.
why is this not the last? Okay.
Yeah.
It does do something that I brought it before, that I hate it when games do this. Fucking hate it. It puts a difficulty wall for the game progression. Fucking hate that shit. So you have to go from calm to crazed. To get more of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the whole fucking game. Give me the whole experience. Don't.
That may explain why I didn't see very many of the cutscene picture things or whatever. I don't know how many more there were in that.
No. Well,
in that version. Here's what I did. I played through the first few levels, decided I didn't want to play it anymore, and I watched a long play. Just again, so I could get the content and know what it had in it. But I don't know what level he was playing, but I only saw the one. What was left out of the easy version?
I think it ended at like a huge free fall level, to where, I mean, because I watched a speed run where he beat the calm version in 9 minutes.
Damn.
So, and the last level, he's just, I don't even know what's going on. He's just falling. Free falling, occasionally grabs a zip line so he doesn't die, and just falls straight into like a pit, and then it's over, and the computer says, good job. Now play it on crazy.
There's like a whole level where you're free falling?
Yeah, that's all. It looked like he was falling through clouds of trash on zip lines.
This was the irradiated part of the inevitable radiation level, where this time we've got the villains that are like glowing red. So if they touch you, you're fucked. And I think also it was a way to say to be able to point out where the enemies are in these dark, poorly designed levels, because they blend in just as much as the environment.
Yeah,
which is one of my bad things.
Let's write fan fiction around our poor level design.
Right. there's definitely radiation.
Oh, sorry, have we given up too much of?
I didn't remember this
Demolition
scene.
Man 2's
I
plot.
didn't remember this scene in the movie.
God, I hope not.
Man, that would be wild. When the Demolition Man 2 came out, and there's a fucking monorail scene in it and a radiated wasteland scene.
Oh man, we made a $500 million movie to justify the dumb shit we did in this video game
from 95
back in 1995. I did like the levels that were based on the movie. I thought those were fine. Stand and shoot, I mentioned that, which is funny because in the starting menu you've got start, options, and then they have a literal option that explains what stand and shoot does, but that's all that option is for, is to tell you how to use stand and shoot.
It goes through it goes through the zip lines as well.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because this is in my good things.
Or do you have to like switch to that? You have to like switch between them?
I don't remember, but it's like this. You're talking about the blue screen,
yeah,
and then Stallone's sprite is there, and he's performing the actions.
I must have missed the other stuff.
They go through the stand and shoot because I learned things about the game that I wouldn't have known otherwise. They go through the zip lines where it's like you can break on the zip lines. Wouldn't have even tried to do that.
Yep.
They go through the roll, and it's like, oh, okay, you can roll, and it's like the roll kind of sucks, but also it's like no one shoots low, so it's one of those where it's like, all right, man, I guess I'm just gonna roll through this building. So it's like Dark Souls
my way through it. Yep.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's all my good things. I'm glad they went through that stuff.
I think that's great because as we've said so many times, I didn't have a manual. I didn't look at the manual.
Yeah.
But if that's right there, if there's even slightly a tutorial, I will definitely play it. Kind of like in Virtual Bart, where we had the ability to play all the levels before we actually started the game.
Right.
Practice.
And make you say, oh, I hate these. I'm not even going to bother with the actual game.
Yep.
Kind of thing. But yeah, I thought that was a good thing too. I liked it. I thought it was neat.
Shit, you didn't like Virtual Bart? I'm only halfway through that episode.
Bummer.
But I did not.
Fuck, spoilers.
I did not realize there were
Enhance
more.
your calm, John Turley.
Be well. I did not realize there was more tutorial going on in there, so that is cool. I like that they did that. I like the fact that it alternated between a side scroller and a top down kind of shooter. I thought that was a nice mix, and it keeps.
It would have been too much if it had been straight side scrolling platform.
And see,
or straight top down. I think it would have gotten too repetitive if it had been.
I liked it too, but the reason I liked it is because neither were good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was like, oh, good, something different.
Oh,
you know what I
it
mean?
sucks too, but at least it's not the shit I was just doing.
It's not enjoyment, it's relief.
If only they
Yes.
If only they could have thrown a car chase in there. A car chase.
A
level.
mode 7 car chase.
Driving level, yeah.
I mean, that's just it's a trifecta. It's
You're
the
in the
trifecta.
you're in the Oldsmobile.
Like, oh, it's
chasing
a car
down-
chase.
Yeah, they could have
It's
done
not
that.
fun, but it's a car chase.
It couldn't be any worse than fucking Terminator 2 fucking
Ooh,
No.
motorcycle bump fest.
It absolutely couldn't
Jesus
be worse than
Christ.
that. But at least if they had a Mode 7 car chase in it, it would have been a scene from the fucking movie.
Exactly.
Well, it's like, and I don't know, like the side-scrolling running gun sections were like not as good as Contra Hardcore, not as good as like Gun Force, and then it goes to the
not
isometric
anywhere
levels,
near as
which-
good as Gun Force.
which I didn't think were as good as True Lies, and definitely not as good as like Operation Logic Bomb or Super Smash TV. It was just kind of one of those things where it's just like, again, it felt like Virtual Bart or Bart's Nightmare, where it's like, all right, fuck, we're getting like these versions of other games that are not as good. And they knew that, and they were like, fuck it, man. Smash them together.
Yeah.
Smash
Put
them
peanut
together.
butter on that jelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why this just occurred to me too on another movie thought. I'm sorry. But
No, fuck.
So John Spartan has a wife. You know, he's all upset. He's like, what about my wife? What about my daughter?
I mean, he's kind of upset.
Well, yeah.
I mean-
to him, like yesterday, like she's dead today
Right.
to him.
Right.
Would you like to have sex, John Spartan? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got rid of that old ball and chain today to me and my brain. Let's fuck.
But no, that's not true. Because he said there's a scene in the movie where he's like, I could think in there. I saw my wife come
yeah.
in, and there's
Yeah.
no, that's not true. And he's like, no, every
Yeah, because
hour.
that's how they justify that
Okay.
being not a like.
That's how they
suitable
justified the
form of-
47-year-old man fucking the 29-year-old.
Perfect.
But you're still right. He did find out that day that his wife. That part is totally true.
Yeah, yeah.
What about my daughter? We don't know. Okay, good.
Okay.
Don't look into it.
I mean, it could be you, but
look.
probably not, right?
And this is an old boy. That's a few years away.
Old Boy set in Demolition Man.
I'd watch that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Do we have any more good? Do
Nope.
we have any more good to say?
No.
I don't.
Didn't think so.
I don't. I think the title screen is hilariously bad.
Oh.
because like they
like
try to.
their faces are smashed
Oh
in.
god!
They
try to do the movie poster, and they're all like done in sprite work, and it is just like they're. Stallone and Snipes should have sued because they're like they're deformed. It looks like they were put in a microwave for like 3 seconds. Like nothing crazy.
It's-
like 3 seconds.
It's if you asked AI to create a 16-bit version of Snipes.
Draw
and
Sylvester Stallone from memory.
I mean, like, I was like cutting them out for like some art for gameplay that we're putting on the YouTube channel, and it was like, why did they make Stallone like? That's it. He looks like fucking Beavis, but like with black hair. I mean,
And then
It does look like Beavis. Oh my god.
Wow. If you're listening to this, look it up.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and look it up, okay? You won't regret it.
They're just palette swapped Beavis and Butthead.
Wow.
Honestly, okay, so besides all the stuff I mentioned where I have way more than 3 bad things.
Yeah, sure.
Besides you mentioned it's hard to see on some of the levels. That was true for like the bullets being fired were teeny tiny. You couldn't see them coming
man,
at you.
it's so many bullets too.
And there's so many.
Slowdown. I ran into slowdown.
A lot of
because it was just like
slowdown.
so many bullets.
Yeah.
I'm rolling through too many bullets.
Of course, I mentioned the levels that didn't have anything to do with the movie. The fact that most of the major characters weren't mentioned. The lack of cutscenes here in this game. There was nothing after a level. You get no cutscene. You get nothing to move you along or to feel rewarded in any way. Yep. It's just like arcade style. This is your score, kind of thing. And then it felt like so disconnected. It's like, I don't know. It was like. It wasn't Demolition Man. It was Kill Simon Phoenix. It was go after bad guy, kill bad guy, win game. And then, at the end of the game, when you finally beat it, they show one picture of Stallone, a very pixelized picture of Stallone running away from the exploding cryo lab in his beret. And then they flash on the screen another picture of Stallone. And they say, congratulations, you are a Demolition Man. And then it plays a little thing that says, that tells you that
like
because...
they do in the movie.
Someone's going to have the tits
Oh,
in their
no.
line.
It gets better. They tell you,
Oh, please.
because you were such a hero and defeated the evil Simon Phoenix, the mayor gives you the key to the city. That's it. The mayor, which I'm assuming is Dr. Cocteau.
Who knows?
Who knows? You get the key to the city, and they don't even show you a picture of you getting the key to the city. They just tell you that. That's it. There's nothing else.
I would like to tell you about the other low-res JPEG still from the movie that is in this game.
Yes, please.
And I didn't beat this game, so I didn't get to see that. So I'm glad that you shared that.
Yeah.
But I like this one better because it's like they knew how bad the game was that they made. Because when you lose your lives, you get a game over screen, and you get a continue screen, and there's this low res image of Simon Phoenix taunting you.
I missed this one. I didn't see this.
And it says, I loved this so much. Do you really want to continue?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I had to, and every time I would read it and be like,
No.
not really. And then if you choose no, because eventually I did choose no. It says, Simon says you lose. And it's a different JPEG.
Like, what kind of check is it to goad someone?
Bluff, intimidate.
Okay, yeah, they fucking failed.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Well, I mean, I did hit yes a bunch, to be fair. I hit yes
because
more
you
than I
do
hit no.
this show and had to play the game.
Yeah, although I will say I know we're not this part of the show yet, but in complete honesty, if I had this game in 1995, I 100% would have completed it.
Yeah.
It's just having played so many other Super Nintendo games that are good and it being almost 30 years after the fact, it's like, yeah, fuck, this is a pass for me. But I mean, in 95, yeah, this would have been like, oh, okay, it kind of sucks, but I've played worse. I've finished worse.
Yeah.
Finish the rental, don't rent it again.
Right, yeah.
In that regard, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Where would you put it then?
This is a middling game for me. This would be like in the
we're
300s.
talking we're talking bottom 300 for me.
Yep. I agree.
That high?
I agree with that.
I'm impressed.
Out of 700 and something.
Oh, John.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, John, you have not seen the depths of garbage.
It's bad.
No, you're right. I definitely have not.
It's
this
bad.
is high praise we're giving something.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a bad game, I feel like, but it's the most disappointing thing about it, I think, is what Ian it has hit on several times, and that is that it just adds so much shit to the game that has nothing to do with the movie. Like that's kind of like I think it's
a departure
fault.
from its source material.
And I get it that there was, like, even in True Lies, which I very much liked, and John, you were here for this episode, but I liked that game, and there was a lot of shit in that game that wasn't in the movie, but there was more shit that was in the movie by far. And I think I had set myself up in the same way for this one, thinking, oh, cool. You know, they're gonna do this one justice the way they did with True Lies. And it just didn't.
I honestly think True Lies is like an outlier.
Oh yeah,
It really, really is.
Because it's like I haven't really. I don't know. I don't think it's the best licensed game, but it's pretty good. If there were a top 10, I consider putting it on that list.
And this one had the potential to be that.
Yeah.
Even if it were half as good as True Lies, it would have been better than it was for those reasons. And I think that's why it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say that it's a terrible fucking game, because you're right. We've played worse. But the fact that it was Demolition Man, it's something that I truly enjoy and love and cherish. That's why this disappointed me.
That makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it didn't deliver.
I can definitely see that, where it's like, based on what I know about this franchise, you have let me the fuck
Absolutely.
down.
Anyone buying this game because of their love for the movie is really going to feel robbed.
But if they'd like never seen the movie and had no idea what the fuck it was,
it's still
and just
not
played
good,
it as
but
a
it's
game,
at least just a game at that point.
It's just a middling game.
I'm not sure. It's kind of one of those things where it's like when this game came out in '95, licensed video games that had a movie license or based on a movie license had a very bad reputation for good reason.
Yes.
So it's kind of even one of those things where it's like, I'm not even sure I would have been as disappointed with it then as I am now, because I would have been like, I mean, I knew what I was getting into. I did rent a game called Demolition Man that's based on a movie, so it's probably going to be shitty. And honestly, I do think I would have been like, oh, okay. That's
worse?
Better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Been surprised.
What's worse, a video game based on a movie or a movie based on a video game?
Can we not?
Sorry.
About the same with a few outliers.
I think that's the best way to put it. But okay, so I think I covered all my bad.
Earlier, I think you said did you say that you had some ideas like for some stuff that they could have done?
Well, I mentioned a couple, like the fight at Taco Bell, or a car chase of some sort. Doesn't necessarily have to be Mode 7, obviously, but there were plenty of scenes in that movie that could have been effective, equally bad.
But at least it
would have been consistent with the movie.
You could tie in with the source material.
Right. There was enough.
There was a scene where you put the headsets on, you have sex. Press A! Press it! Tap A! Tap A! Tap B! Tap B!
Slow down.
Slow
down. Oh, move your circle around B. Move your finger around B.
Cuban B?
Cuban B.
Ah, Cuban B.
Yes.
Why was that not on the bingo card?
That should be on the bingo card.
I had Lenina Huxley sex scene in my notes of things that could have been done, but I left it out because I didn't want Tyler to be uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable with that sort of thing.
Nah, I know, I'm teasing.
Man, I didn't know about body doubles when I saw this movie the first time either.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because they've been flashing all that stuff. I was like, oh man, I think I just saw that hot lady's boobs.
Well,
pretty sure it was hers.
We'll just go with it was hers.
I'm 11. I would know.
As a 42-year-old, I'm like, man, they didn't even try to make that body look like that body.
Well, that's not her. I mean, it's nice. It's fine. But that is not her.
Well, where did it lose you?
Level
Any specific
3.
point? Yep. The boss battle in level 3 is where I said, "Fuck this." Yep.
Well, I wrote it down. I mean, I planned ahead for this episode. I do that sometimes, but it's just that's where the game stopped being about the movie. Right about level 3. Just
whenever Simon Phoenix just could one-shot me.
Yep.
Up there in the corner is like, nah.
Yep.
And I got some weird cycle where I was dead, but everything kept exploding, and then I was gone.
That happened to me
It's
as
really
well.
Because I got up on that, and it's like, I don't have any health.
Yep.
Is this? Am I in a cutscene? Am I living?
Yep.
Is this? Nope.
Because I didn't know what I was supposed to do at first. Because it was like you said, he can one-shot you with his futuristic rifle. And I'm like, you can hit him with bullets. And he's like, okay, it hurts him a little bit. So it got to the point where it's like, am I not supposed to do that? Am I supposed to do something with this? Is this a computer at the top left? Like, am I supposed to get up to it? And so I jump up to it, and of course he shoots me, but then everything starts exploding. And I'm like, is that a good thing? I
didn't even want to figure it out.
Blow up the computer?
Right.
I had a moment in the very first level. When you make it to the end of the first level, you get to the room where Simon Phoenix is standing, and there are just barrel after barrel after barrel of
Conveniently
C4.
Danger putty.
But you fall down into this. Like hallway, and as soon as you do, the barrels start exploding, and I kept dying.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, what did I do? Then I remembered the movie, and I was like, oh, fuck, I got to do a Stallone run. I fell down in the hall and started running, and they were blowing up behind me, and that's how the level ended, But again, I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, here they go. This is going to be a Demolition
Just
Man
like
game.
the movie.
Just like the movie.
It's kind of cool, but also it would have been honestly nice for them to have been like, Run.
Yes.
That would have been so
Blinking
sweet.
arrow.
Because guess who died at that 5 times? Me. Because I'm like, there's
I was
Simon
gonna say
Phoenix.
me.
I'm going to shoot him.
Yep.
Shoot. Oh, I blew up. What?
Did I blow that up?
Right.
Then I go down, don't shoot. Everything blows up. I die. Wait, did I step on? Was there a timer?
I'm glad we all did.
We all had that
Don't
moment.
worry. I have an achievement for it.
Me too.
Oh.
We want to check in and see what Flopsy has to say first.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What's the rarity of Demolition Man, and what is the star rating that Flopsy has given it?
I think Flopsy is going to give this a very generous 2.5 stars, and that it is uncommon.
Okay. 2.5 uncommon.
3 stars common.
I'm with 3 stars. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence between uncommon and common. It feels weird to me that it came out 2 years after the movie, but I don't know. What do you think, John?
Oh, based on my limited experience.
Yes, entirely.
We
knowing nothing
literally
about
only
this
have 1
game.
hour on you.
I'm gonna say that Flopsy's more reasonable here and say 2.5 common.
Okay. I'm going
Because
with 3.
I'm saying common just because I did recognize, like, when I pulled it up, and maybe it's just because
of
it's
the movie
so
poster?
similar to the movie
Yeah.
poster, but I feel like I've seen that like game art before. But
All right, so John and I have it at 2.5 stars. I have uncommon. He has common. You two are both saying 3 stars.
3 stars for sure.
And you said, Tyler, common.
I
Okay.
want to be different, but I also, the more I think about it, the more it's like
common.
Acclaim probably wouldn't take this license if they weren't going to sell or try to sell a
shitload of
shitload
them,
of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 3 stars.
is
common
it
as
really
well.
how much? Is it how many? Is common based on sales or production?
It's probably
it's
based on production because it's how many of them exist.
Like, how many are
Okay.
currently
But-
available at the time of this book being written?
But projection of sales are at the time is going to
projection of sales, but doesn't necessarily mean
that it sold well.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like
so. Common is not a reflection of ownership; it's a reflection of production.
Presumably, that's my guess.
They also don't tell us.
Right.
The answer is we don't know.
We don't know, and it could all be made up.
He rubs the book as he says that. I
Made
feel
up
like that's
by
important.
made up by who?
Made
Dave?
up by the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998, by Pat
Country.
Country.
It's how many copies Pat Country sees at flea markets.
Every day they would ask him, how many copies of Demolition Man do you think exist in the world? And he would have to answer them. Okay, Demolition Man. Holy God.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh no.
There's
No. Please.
Would we like to take another guess at how many stars?
No, I don't want to guess. I want you to tell me.
Is this a Chrono Trigger level game? Oh man.
This is a 3.5-star game,
Okay.
Oh my
Man.
God. Okay.
which means that
And
it's
I was aiming high at 3.
which means that it's almost as good as Desert Strike. It's better than Dennis the Menace, which is that's probably accurate.
Is Desert Strike in the top 100?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Desert Strike is.
That's what I thought.
It was either Desert Strike.
Or
Yeah, it was
Jungle.
Desert Strike.
Or was it
It was
Jungle?
Desert or Jungle, right? I can't. ugh.
Same game, different biome.
yeah.
Different environment. Yeah.
And it is Demolition Man is 3.5 stars. Availability, holy motherfucking shit. Very uncommon.
Wow.
Very uncommon.
Very uncommon.
We were way off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's definitely going to impact a guess I have later in this show.
I want to know what the
Fuck.
reviewer said.
That.
According to MV, they say, I'm not going to lie, I was expecting the worst before first playing Demolition Man. Previously, the 3DO version was the only version that I had any experience with. Okay, well now you bring the compare anything to a 3DO version. And
This is great.
I only played the Nokia
Is that a
cell
Ritz?
phone version.
That's the best cracker I've ever eaten.
The bar is so goddamn low.
let's see. The 3DO version, they say that game is horrific. The SNES version is a joy! Exclamation mark. The zipline level, in particular, had me grinning ear to ear. I loved it so much that I went straight to eBay after I completed it and purchased a copy.
Yeah, the zipline level.
Of this very uncommon game.
Like that scene in the movie.
With all the zip lines.
With all the zip lines.
Okay.
All right. How much do you guys think this game is? If you were to buy this game loose, how much do you think you pay for it?
$59.95.
$59.95
He
from
went and
Ian.
bought it.
So how did he play it if he didn't own it, though? That's weird.
He must have borrowed.
is a
He
good
must have borrowed
call.
it from a friend.
That's a weird.
When was this book?
He borrowed it from Pat Country.
That was a head scratcher for a moment
That,
there. I'm glad you cleared
was
that up for me.
cunningly insightful, David. I'll stick with my original guess just because I have it in print. $23.
$23. John, what do you think?
$85.
$85. Actual retail value of Demolition Man for the Super Nintendo, loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $15.57.
Oh, buy this one.
I'm gonna buy this
Very
if I can
uncommon.
find it.
Yeah. For a very uncommon game, that's
IRM Skins
low.
game.
I'm
like
starting
shit.
to
Yes.
think that this.
Yes, it is.
Except
I'm starting
Iron
to
Skins
think
game
that
was
this
awesome.
book is bullshit.
Iron Skins games was awesome. I'm glad you. I was thinking about it earlier today.
That's a true sign that it's
It's a very like Cosmo Kramer.
I was thinking about it.
Level shake.
Giddy up. You guys have any achievements?
I have several achievements, actually. I have a lot.
Go for it.
My first achievement is Fire in the Disco. Fire in the Taco Bell. Another Electric Six reference for those 4 people out there that like them. Beat the library level and wonder why it didn't take place in a Taco Bell.
And you don't have to like them to get the reference.
Yeah, good.
I mean, there's that.
Good. My second achievement is, and I feel like we're going to probably overlap on some of these.
Yeah.
He's finally matched his meat. You really licked his ass. And to get that achievement, you beat Simon Phoenix in the museum level. My next achievement is break now, you Mickey Mouse piece of shit. And to get that, beat the monorail level by blowing it up. That's how you beat it.
The Demolition Man.
My next achievement is, ew, disgusting. You mean fluid transfer? And to get, ew, disgusting. You mean fluid transfer? Die after coming into contact with one of the irradiated baddies in the unbelievably long and complicated underground level with all the zip lines. My next achievement is mellow greetings. What seems to be your boggle? And to earn mellow greetings, what seems to be your boggle? Rescue all the hostages from the library, which all say be well when you rescue them. And my last achievement is Wizen Poochie, you are fined 1 credit for violation of the verbal morality statute. Curse a lot while playing this game because it sucks. I probably lost 300 credits. That's all.
Dave?
I have, you really matched his meat. It's almost identical, but it's flipped. Trade shots with Simon Phoenix in the museum and die.
Nice.
Next achievement is
Simpatico.
you really licked his ass. In order to unlock,
you made 2 achievements out of the one.
Sure did.
Awesome.
It's economy, baby.
Yes.
You really, in order to unlock, you really locked his ass.
Ooh.
Probably the ass going through the fucking roof.
Let's talk later.
I'll unlock it if you're a good boy.
Ooh.
In order to unlock, you really licked his ass, fall into a pit of barbed wire while chasing Simon Phoenix through the 1990s LA exhibit. Not to be confused with Exhibit.
Yo, dog.
We heard you like Demolition Man, so we didn't put any of it in.
Because we hate you.
Next achievement I have is let's go blow this guy. In order to unlock, let's go blow this guy. Shoot at Simon Phoenix in the first level and accidentally hit the row of C4, causing a chain reaction, which kills you.
It's let's blow this guy away. God, I love that movie. I love it.
It's a good movie. It's
Next achievement is, and last achievement is, you can take this job and you can shovel it. In order to unlock, you can take this job and you can shovel it. Choose no on the continue screen and get the Simon Says You Lose screen.
Nice.
Good. I love that one.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
My first one is got to go fast, finish a top-down level without firing a shot.
Ooh.
Because you can pretty much just run
can?
through it.
Yeah.
The bullets do almost no damage, but the grenades fucking rock
Half your health.
shit.
Gone.
Yep. Other one, no adamantine bones. Die from falling damage. And then the crossover we all have, more like Demolition Man. Die in the first stage to the explosions that you're trying to run.
Right.
I thought for sure I was shooting them and blowing them up.
Me too.
I thought for sure.
I just knew I had done that.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
Would give it Marv of the Sticky Bandits.
Nice.
Flaming, patchy, singed beard.
I love it.
Because of just the sheer chaos of it all.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would it be?
Professor Farnsworth's very thick Coke bottle glasses because it's the future and it looks shitty.
dude, those may be some of the best fucking glasses.
That's top
I've
10
ever
glasses.
Heard. Yeah,
That's top 10
That is
glasses.
top 10 glasses right there. Bravo, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's the future and it looks shitty. That's great.
That is. That's good stuff.
Next episode, we're going to be doing
Cliffhanger. And I'm definitely going to be making Ace Ventura 2 references. The first scene in Ace Ventura 2 parodies Cliffhanger.
I forgot about this.
If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch that, at least the first scene of Ace Ventura 2.
And I don't
Nature Calls.
want to spoil anything, but I'm pretty sure Tyler knows this. You might know this as well, Ian, but Cliffhanger is notorious. That is a notorious Super Nintendo game.
Good.
Notorious. It's on lists with The Wizard of Oz.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Which
was right.
Surprising.
Which
so,
right.
Yeah.
Did surprise
I liked
me.
that one. I liked the colors in that one. That was a very beautiful game.
Do you like white?
Why would you ask me a question like that?
And tan?
White and tan. My two favorite colors. You got me.
Do you like my mom's bathroom in the 90s?
Oddly specific, but yeah.
Yep. Just add a dogwood tree and the Ten Commandments. You got mom's bathroom.
Can we get a wicker sofa?
White wicker
Of course.
sofa. Pink
Possibly, possibly a black coffee table with a glass top. Something in Hunter Green, maybe.
Ooh, Hunter Green.
Burgundy couches around that black glass top.
Hunter Green, the color of the 90s.
The color, like my house when I was growing up, had so much. It was so white, like it had white ceilings.
I remember you telling me.
It had white ceilings like normal houses.
You had white carpet too, right?
White carpet, white walls, but there was a gray. So halfway up the wall was a trim that was like peach, and the bottom of the wall was light gray. But it was still very white. Like 75% of every surface you saw was white. And it was just ridiculous.
Nothing in Hunter Green, though.
No Hunter Green. Only light gray and peach. Because those two colors
Takes
come
my mind
together,
somewhere
you know?
very different.
Right. Like it was weird. And I remember at one point, like I was pretty young, and there was this woman that stayed, like both of my parents worked nights, and she would come over and babysit. And she walked into my house one time and went, "Have you ever wanted to just like take a bottle of Hershey's syrup and just squeeze it as hard as you can and spin in a circle just to see what would happen in here?" That's how white it was. Yeah, it was.
Man, talking about like a living intrusive thought.
I know.
That's
right?
like a weird thing to say.
That
How
she
old were
said
you?
that to like a 9-year-old.
Oh man, that's like let me plant a seed.
Let me plant that. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be bad, wouldn't it? Oh, that'd be bad if you did that. But probably
Inception.
fun, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of green, you know what else is green?
Hunter Green?
Money.
Money. And now is the time on TADPOG in which we talk about money. Specifically our Patreon.
Pray the Patreon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Patreon.com/TADPOG or pisstasters.com
Taste the piss.
Taste the best.
is where you can go to give us money. Because you like us, because you want to help us do the show that we love to do, that I've had so much fun tonight hanging out with you guys doing.
John, thank you for coming on.
And
Thank you for having
it
me.
is so much even more gratifying to know that people are paying us to do this. And we do have a list of...
They're good people.
They are good people. Every one of you are good people. Not just the ones that pay money. We love all of you.
But they're the best.
But they're the best. So much so that I have a list of the best of the best. The elite, the
Cream of the
executive,
crop.
the executive producers, if you will. Usurper Grimm, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast Jeff Myers, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Joseph Phillips. I mixed them up there for those of you that like to read along. Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville correspondent, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl, congratulations on your marriage. Pinball Airplane Archmage, Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't also be on this episode sitting next to John Turley.
That would be
cool.
great.
That would be great.
I would love that.
Or on the phone. Chris,
No, just sit down next to John.
No, I
Come
want
to
him
Paducah.
right here.
Yeah.
Right.
come to
It's
Paducah,
important.
Chris. We want you back on the show, live in the studio, please. Thank you. I will continue
COVID's
reading.
mostly gone.
Mostly.
I mean, it's still.
I've had my
it's mostly
shots.
We pretty much don't care about it anymore.
People are actually saying, remember COVID
Right.
now.
I say that, and then I have to be like, oh, wait.
That was
yeah.
last year and the year before that. Yeah. Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, first time caller, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Derek Pope Sandwich, and last but not least, Cody Phillips. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
to all of you for your wonderful generosity.
Didn't notice Sylvester Stallone on that list, just saying.
Or Conan O'Brien, which
Well,
we
he gives us enough
continually
already.
mention. Yeah, he promotes us so much on his show
right,
that
yeah.
it's worth its weight in gold. Thank you, Conan, for all you do for us.
They do talk about you a lot.
Especially Sona. She won't shut up about us.
They get
I'm
her
actually
name
gonna
wrong all the
I'm
time,
thinking
though.
about
It's weird.
filing an injunction against
It's
her.
not
to
pronounced
shut up
Jason
about us
Bateman.
because she just. Additional thanks go out to Dane,
Yep.
our backlog banisher, Mr. Puzzles. He puts our show up on YouTube every week,
Thank you,
and
Dane.
that is
Dane.
awesome. And that is that.
Cool.
Well, our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that, find the shows at TADPOG.com. Hey, you guys, want to close it out?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably the next 2 episodes.
So until next time.
You did Matt David.
Were you doing like
Matt
the Rocky?
Damon. Yes.
Like, okay.
Yes.
Tropical. I did it. Adrian.
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler, and is available wherever fine podcasts are hosted. Have a question or comment for the hosts? Call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. We'll even play it on the show and respond eventually. Want to send us something? You can do that at Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Sick of us doing all the talking? You can join in on the conversation by visiting our Discord at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord or tastethepiss.com. Not many things are truly free these days, but our Discord is, and we'd love to see you there. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive, and a link to that track can be found at the show notes at tadpog.com. Thanks for listening, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcasting platform. We'd really appreciate it.
And now, in tribute to Demolition Man, a dramatic reading. Folks, I'd like to sing a song about the American dream. About me, about you. About the way our American hearts beat way down in the bottom of our chests. About that special feeling we get in the cockles of our hearts. Maybe below the cockles. Maybe in the subcockle area. Maybe in the liver. Maybe in the kidneys. Maybe in the colon. We don't know. I'm just a regular Joe with a regular job. I'm just your average suburbanite slob. I like football and porno and books
Hell yeah.
about war.
Yeah.
I've got an average house with a nice hardwood floor. My wife and my job, my kids and my car, my feet on my table, and a Cuban cigar. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a man like me interested. No, I gotta go out and have fun at someone else's expense. I drive really slow in the ultra-fast lane, while people behind me are going insane. I'm an asshole.
Eo, eo, eo.
I'm an asshole.
Eo, eo, eo.
There we go.
Yeah.
Also in tribute to Josh Nance, who fucking loved the shit out of that song. Wanted to do it as a monologue in theater in high school so badly.
God, I wish it would have sounded like what you just did.
I like to park in handicapped spaces.
Talking to a skull, Hamlet style.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Just directing that whole speech in Josh Nance's voice at a skull in his palm. Yeah.
In a frilly
with
collar.
the frilly collar,
Yeah.
Billy Madison
Record-
style.
yeah,
Oh,
whatever that thing is
man.
called.
We need this, Josh. We need this. We need video of this.
Ultra-fast lane.